spinning round. Vino, Dave, and Rob in town. Mix it up, never down. Glasses clinking, all night sound. Shake it up, let's get loud. Sipping spirits in this crowd. Laughing jokes, no one's count. Live streams got us real proud. Drinking buddies, feeling fine. Cocktail flowing every time. Mix and stir and twist that line. Having fun ain't a crime. Oh, having fun ain't a crime.
All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Drinking Buddies with myself, Rob from Rob's Home Bar. We got Coach Vino from the Progress Bar. Dave from Booze on the Rocks should be with us shortly, and we will have at least one more guest, if not maybe a couple more. And yeah, Vino, tell them what we're doing tonight.
So tonight we are celebrating the legacy of Star Wars. That's right, the whole universe. Right. I think everything but the books. I think.
Well, yeah, we're gonna be ranking 32 because we're doing our bracket fights, which fits 32. So I had to find 32 Star Wars properties to fit in there. So we're reviewing 32 properties, but they're movies, they're TV shows. And yeah, we're not going into books and comics and things like that. So, but movies, TV shows.
So we'll be doing
OG, the classics, the Disney stuff, all of it, even the holiday special.
And to be in theme with the whole Star Wars thing, we're gonna be making blue cocktails, kind of like like the whole lightsaber.
Right. So whip out your blue curacao. If you saw my video today, actually, I actually did how to make your own blue curacao, and we made not just blue, but purple and green curacao. So,
perfect timing, by the way, on that. Was that planned?
Well, I was gonna make it it was planned for a while, but then like when we decided to do blue, it was like, hey, why not? I would have liked to release it a little earlier, but life gets busy. So we got a few people in the chat already. We got one guest waiting in the lobby, so I think we're going to bring on Mike from Mike's Hard Reviews. So welcome back, Mike. Mike, he was on our last episode. Welcome again, and thanks for joining us. Always fun.
Glad to be here. And honestly, I heard you say holiday special, and I panicked slightly.
Well, there's one thing that I would rate.
I do enjoy.
Go ahead.
I do enjoy Star Wars very, very much, but I definitely got some blind spots. So I'm gonna put that out there. There's gonna be some stuff I'm not like. I've never watched the animated cartoons and stuff like that. So
missing out.
I'm
good Clone Wars
stuff
as well.
Oh, Clone Wars. Clone Wars got good.
I've heard it's great. I just never got.
Clone Wars got good. Like it's, I watched. I didn't watch it while it was coming out. I caught it, but I was like, it's kind of very kiddish, very. I didn't really like it because it was very, very much for kids. And then I stopped watching it. But then some friends of mine were telling me like the later episodes, the later seasons, they're like, you got to watch it. So I went back to it. So I went back to it and finally watched it all. And it's true. However, you got to get through this first like 4 seasons, and that's a lot of episodes. There's like 20 episodes per season, but. You go on while you're working. Go on Disney Plus. Put it at like 2 times speed and just brush through those episodes.
I've only heard really good things about it. 2 things, Rob. Can you put the chat
overlay chat
on screen?
Good idea.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, would they send them to my channel, your channel? I mean, it doesn't really matter as much when we had the overlay. So
yeah, I mean, wherever, man. But
as you guys see that we have the overlay chat. The overlay chat, just pay attention to that. That's how.
But let's if you guys all want to, let's head over to my channel for this one. So Rob's Home Bar, and so we keep everyone in one place. Yeah. If you want to be all inclusive in the chat, because you guys see the overlay. There is a delay in the overlay, so you won't kind of stay up to date.
Exactly.
So if you want.
So who do we have in the house, Rob? We have my man Sean. We have my man.
Better Vic Bourbon is here. It's starting to be a good groove. There's a few more that I see. We've got more people in the stream, just no one else chatting right away. But don't be shy.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, I know Eric was on, but he's driving, so he just stopped in to say hello. Good, great guy. So, what is everybody? So everybody that's in the chat currently, what is your favorite Star Wars property or anything?
Deshaun saying he's never seen the holiday special. You honestly don't need to see it.
I never even knew. I never knew that existed.
So for those who are not aware, it was in between the original 1977 Star Wars: A New Hope and before Empire Strikes Back, because it was such a craze and people knew the sequel was coming out. George Lucas was kind of pressured to put together like one of those like kind of like variety hour kind of shows. It was like that, but in a Star Wars setting. So the whole idea is, but it does feature the main cast like Luke, Han, Leia, Chewbacca. They're all there. And what's happening is it's like they don't have Christmas because it's a Star Wars universe, so it's Life Day, and that's apparently the big celebration, which they have jokingly referenced in some of the newer, like I think in Mandalorian, they referenced Life Day. So it is canon. Anyway, so Chewbacca needs to get home for Life Day to spend with his family, and they run into the Empire. But the whole kind of premise is not awful. It's just then you spend way too much time with Chewbacca's family, and it's literally like a sitcom where people are having a conversation, but it's just like and like there's no subtitles. It's like you just have to kind of understand what they're saying. That's pretty funny. And then they.
But it's not. Is it supposed to be funny? Is it like potentially?
Yeah,
comical?
maybe they start watching like kind of like holographic TV, and that's where some of like the variety hour stuff comes in. Like there's these little like musical numbers, and they're just so weird. it's just really weird. And Mark Hamill was filming something else at the time in between, so he does a little cameo. He doesn't have a huge part, but he does a little cameo, and his hair is all wrong because his hair is like blonde because he was filming something else.
Oh, really?
It's really weird. George Lucas apparently tried to like have it just deleted from existence for the longest time, and no, no dice.
So what do we have here? We have let's see. Okay, so Sean says a coin flip between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith.
Andor season 2 was phenomenal. Even
so here's the thing, right? So there's the movies, there's the movies and the shows, right? They're like such different. Like you have to judge them so differently, because there's one of them is, 8-10 episodes, right? I gotta tell you though, so I loved Andor first season. I found this season so slow. Yeah,
it was season 1. It was definitely like Star Wars for adults.
Painfully slow.
It really was.
It was painfully slow for me.
It really was. I didn't enjoy it. Was very good. It was like production-wise fantastic. It was slow-paced.
Oh, fantastic. Grace Stevens' storyline was good.
But definitely very that's all that. Here's a deep dive. Mara Jade. Man, they got to bring her into the new Disney canon. So Mara Jade was a character invented in the books, in the expanded universe books. She becomes Luke Skywalker's wife. She was trained by the Emperor, so she was a dark side user. But then after the Emperor crumbles, becomes good, she kind of tries to kill Luke, but then they fall in love anyways. But great character. And one of the other characters, one of the few other characters that actually had a purple lightsaber, other than my man Mace Windu. And the funny thing is he demanded.
So Knights of the Old Republic.
It's a game. No,
it's CRP. It's the MMO, right?
Yeah. So none of the games are in our bracket fights today. Only TV, only shows and movies. I didn't include the games.
I've only played Rogue Squadron for.
I haven't played too many games in the last decade or two, to be honest. When I was in my teens, I played a lot of TIE Fighter, X-Wing, those games on PC. And those were fantastic. I had the joystick. Those are just, I feel like those are not a thing anymore. Right? You don't see kids. I love those. I I had the Star Wars games, but I also had a few kind of flight simulator games. And I love that thing. It was so much fun.
I think for PC gaming, you'll see more of that. But I think console gaming is
I guess console gaming is huge. But even PC, like I guess you can buy some on Amazon, but you go to like a tech stores, and I don't see them anymore. They used to see them.
No. They're so specialized. Like I have a friend who plays Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is like a hardcore flying game, and he has like a
I've seen the.
I mean, he spent like more for the cockpit than he did for his computer rig. But he loves it, man. He loves it. And he's an actual pilot, so I mean, for him, it's like I guess just a way to.
Oh, so it was a write-off. That's
exactly.
He's not.
He's not weird though. I mean, if you're a pilot, I guess you must just love flying. Because I was gonna say like that's like bringing your work home. You know, like aren't you sick of flying by the time you get home?
He loves to fly. He loves to fly. You would never. He's like, dude, I would fly all day.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's like it brings me so much peace. I will say he is a veteran, so it's like a way for him to like get like handle.
Yeah, about that too. I guess.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta.
So what is so on the panel? What is your favorite movie?
Empire. Empire's the best one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
It's the best.
It's kind of hard to argue that. And how about shows?
Shows, and shows, I think we should have like 3 categories. We should have like your favorite movie, your favorite Disney Star Wars content, because let's face it, that's kind of
interesting.
It's kind of not up to par with the original content.
So you're saying like post Lucas stuff?
Definitely the best. My favorite Disney content, and if you want to say favorite, I mean all the shows with the exception of some of the animated, all the live action shows have been Disney. I would say it's a toss up between Mando season 1 and Andor season 2. Those have been.
I've enjoyed all of the shows.
Mando season 2 was also.
I've enjoyed all of them.
Mando season 2 was also very good. Season 3 was not very good.
It was just I guess to a point where like how can it continue to be that good though? Because Mando's legitimately really good.
Yeah, but season 3 it's so disjointed. Like that episode with Lizzo and Jack Black was just like, well, no, what are you doing?
it should have been anyone other than somebody that recognizable. That's the only
exactly because
it could have been 2 Notre Dame actors, and I would have been fine with it.
Star Wars does that.
It's just like.
Star Wars, it bothers me when they do that with like Samuel Jackson.
Well, and they even in that very episode, they had another cameo from what's his name, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. He was in that episode too.
Yeah.
But him, I see a character. Whereas Jack Black, it's you don't look like a Star Wars character. You're just Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Yeah.
You know.
I just watched the Minecraft movie with my daughter. It was literally just Jack Black, dude. It was
a fun movie, but all he does is play Jack Black.
But the movie was fun. But it was Jack Black in a video game,
pretty much,
basically. But he was. I tell you what, though, he was great as a VO though in the Mario movie. I thought he was super dope as Bowser. He was really good.
Oh, he was Bowser in that. I forgot about that.
That was so weird because
I love the.
I found it was an odd choice to make Bowser in love with Princess Peach.
That's
basically why he.
Is it? Maybe I'm just old and I only know the
maybe
original.
not canon, but head canon for sure. Yeah, like it makes complete sense.
I don't know. I haven't.
He's been kidnapped.
Well, yeah, it's true. He's been kidnapped, but I thought he was just kidnapped because he's an evil dude. Like I didn't know he was in love with her.
I think he wants to marry.
To do it this many times and get foiled this many times, like no, it's got to be more than that, right?
Only the heart will make you go back.
All right.
So what do we got here? I'm a fan of the Boba Fett. I did like the Boba Fett movies.
It was a letdown for me. I love Boba. I love the character.
The precedent for that is like it didn't translate.
Well, that was such an odd choice too. They had like the best episode in the Boba Fett show was the Mando episode, which was like Boba Fett was not even in until the very end, and it was not only that was a very strange choice for Disney because one, you're making the best episode of one guy's show completely about another guy, and not only that, but it also, that one episode retconned what happened at the end of season 2 in Mando. Because at the end of season 2 Mando, little baby Yoda goes off with Luke. But then in Boba Fett, he goes back with Mando. So if you're a huge fan of Mando and you didn't watch Boba Fett, you're going into season 3 and you're like, wait a minute, why are they back together? You know, you didn't see that. It's like, oh, you have to watch another show to find out what happened. I'm like, that's dumb.
I think Sean makes a good point, though. Sean makes a good point. Like there was too much Mando action.
Oh yeah.
In the Boba
I mean,
show.
not only that, but it was they kind of, to me, I was fine with making Boba Fett a good guy because traditionally he was bad. I mean, he was never bad. He was a bounty hunter, but I mean, he was a villain. Like he's the one who caught Han Solo in Empire. But they made him too soft. Like he's like, I'm gonna be the kingpin now, and I'm going to take care of these people. It's my city, and it was just like, yeah, you can do that, but let's not forget that you're still a freaking, if you're going to be a crime boss, you got to be a badass dude, and they made him too soft.
Yeah, they'll do that with characters. I mean, I love the Disney like their Daredevil show, and they softened up Kingpin to fall in love.
Not at the end of that. Have you seen the end of the new season?
Yeah, but then he ends up becoming just
fucking cracking heads again.
The Daredevil show to me is the best thing on Disney, man.
It was good. It was good. Are you talking about the new one or the 3 originals?
Yeah, the new season. Even the Netflix ones, which was the but Daredevil's my favorite character.
He's good. Yeah, I definitely love the way that Charlie Cox has been portraying him for sure.
He's been portraying but Vince D'Onofrio.
Oh yeah, D'Onofrio is.
D'Onofrio
is the best Kingpin.
Amazing actor, but I didn't put him as Kingpin. And then the minute he walked on screen, I was like,
I wonder, like his voice has got to be like damaged at the end of the day after doing this voice for the 100%. Entire episode.
It has to be. He doesn't speak too many lines. So hopefully not.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
All right, so gentlemen, do we want to do our first drink and then get into the first round?
You want to get her started there, Vito?
Sure. I'm gonna do the Aqueduct.
Let's get that up on the screen.
All right. See.
Yeah, Cad Bane was. I didn't mind it. I thought I had some issues with the design of Cad Bane in live action. But then I come to realize like it's kind of the same thing with the in the Kenobi series, the Grand Inquisitor. People are complaining his head wasn't kind of tall enough, but you're comparing it to a TV show. The animation styles are always different. I mean, if you look at the way they drew Count Dooku in Clone Wars, he had like a big square head. It didn't look like Christopher. What's his name? The actor who played him.
Christopher Not Squarehead.
Christopher Not Squarehead. All right. So you got some gin going, some apricot, blue, curacao, and lime. That seems like a pretty easy drink there.
Pretty easy, delicious, going down. Just how you like it. So what's everyone drinking tonight? Put it in the chat. Are you guys having a little libation with the drinking buddies or what? You're not going to make us drink alone, are you?
I was drinking. What are you drinking? You drinking something blue, I hope.
I still miss the memo.
As long as you're not feeling blue. That's
on what?
right.
Sorry?
The blue drinks. Totally missed the memo on that.
You're still not in the office.
Do you guys have a Teams?
Oh, no, hold on. I got it. Give me a second, fellas.
Guys, let me know for my first drink. You want blue, purple, or green? Let me know in the chat. The blue and the purple are looking really similar. Yeah, that looks better. You can kind of tell the difference there.
haven't watched the video yet. Did you just like make an orange liqueur, clarify it, and then add food dye?
Actually, I skipped the because I've made some orange liqueur before with orange peel, and it turns out yellow, which then can skew the coloring. So this one I just use orange extract for the flavor. That way it keeps.
Hey Rob, you want to put that? You want to put the chat back on?
I always forget to do that. Yeah, that way it keeps the liqueur clear, and then when you colorize, it doesn't skew the color.
Cool.
Oh yeah, here we go, nice and blue, baby.
You haven't even seen. Sorry, Eric. Are you saying you haven't even seen Return of the Jedi?
Wow, I am behind the times. The only movies I've seen was Empire Strikes Back in the first one.
Yeah, you definitely need to see it, at least finish the original trilogy.
How's that nice blue?
It looks green.
Huh? There you go.
Looks teal.
There you go.
All the things that are like
I gotta
the
do
only things that are necessary in
color
Star Wars
balance.
is
I
the
gotta check
original
my color
trilogy.
balances
Really,
here.
anything beyond that, you can. Yeah.
I think my white balance is off.
I'm not as much.
All right, gentlemen. Cheers to
I gotta make mine.
everyone in the chat. I'm the first cheers.
Cheers.
Of the night, baby.
I'll cheers with my
Cheers.
Coke here.
Same.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice little cocktail. I gotta tell you. The botanicals with the orange notes, man, from the triple sec. From the Curacao.
I think Iceman, you got to make her
That's
watch it. That's just unacceptable. Not seeing the full. If people don't want to see other Star Wars, that's fine. It's not your bag. You got to at least give the original trilogy. You got to give that a try.
Mm-hmm. That's the most watchable. Well, maybe not the most watchable, but the most like necessary and only necessary part of Star Wars, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Because like
I
I think that the sequel trilogy 1 through 3 is awful.
The prequel, you mean?
So I guess technically, because the sequel trilogy is the one that with Rey or whatever. That's
Sequel's
also
the
terrible,
Disney,
but in a different way.
That's more terrible. I'm not as much of a hater of the prequels, the 1 to 3. I think they definitely have their flaws. I do love them, but they do have their flaws.
Are you talking about the original prequels?
1 and 3.
Yeah,
Like
1 to 3.
the- 1 to 3?
1 to 3, like the ones that George Lucas made in the 90s.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Rob, you don't.
I remember they got so much shit when they came out, and now people are kind of warming up to them. I never thought they were horrible.
My biggest thing has always been, to me, George Lucas is a fantastic storyteller. I don't think he's a great dialogue writer. So, and for that matter, not the greatest director either, but he's a great storyteller. So see, he came up with all this. It's all, that's all his brainchild. And there's a reason why Empire is the best one, because it's his story, but someone else wrote the script and someone else directed it. So he did what he did best, and then he got someone else to do the rest. All right, I'm gonna make my drink.
So Eric was in Germany during the time of the Star Wars films.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean he's a military guy, so I mean, he was doing more important things than watching Star Wars.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a pass then.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you can see it now.
Yeah. Cheers to our veteran in the house.
Get on it.
just got back last week.
Oh shit. Okay. You got a lot of catching up.
All right. I've been doing an ounce and a half of mezcal. This is the gunmetal blue, but what should I do? Should I do a gunmetal green, gunmetal purple?
Go green.
Gunmetal green. In honor of
You get that do purple.
Luke Skywalker.
Mike, do you have any Curacao?
I actually do have a bottle of blue curacao, but I prepped a cucumber before this and already cut into it before I heard the word blue. So
It's all good.
I'm making something called a cantina band instead.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay,
Hey.
that's good. Star Wars themed is it?
Yeah, Star Wars theme definitely qualifies.
You get to stay on the Chicken Buddies. We're not
So
going to.
Vito, what do you think? This cocktail here. Do you think I'm actually going to taste the peach?
It's not that different from mine. You know that, right?
Here's that. Yeah.
Except you have
Here's that
cinnamon
apricot.
syrup. I mean, you've got mezcal and I've got gin. You've got peach and I've got apricot.
This is true.
I mean, I don't know how you're not going to taste the mezcal. It's not
Oh yeah. Well, that's my point. The mezcal, the cinnamon, that's going to come through. I feel like the peach is going to get buried.
Hey, Rob, Eric.
Can I do that while driving a truck?
Yeah, Rob, Eric wants to know how he's going to watch Star Wars while driving the truck.
Well, you can listen to it.
Eric, he wants you to put it on the background, like background music.
It works.
I think Eric said he was driving to Texas today, right? Eric, hey Eric, where you headed today? I think he said Texas.
Where's my fish shows? What the fuck?
So Sean, you don't like peach, Sean? That's what I find that peach flavor is always quite delicious.
The peach is great.
I could eat a peach.
There's some like really. I mean, if we're talking like
there's a good
peach
movie
liqueurs,
reference.
There's some really gross ones, but other than that,
There's a banger. We gotta do Nick
Oh,
Cage
God.
movies one of the Chicken Buddies.
Nick
Come on.
Cage. That
That'll
would
be
be
a
a fun
fun
one.
one, man.
Here we go. Look at that green. That is a beautiful green.
oh damn, nice.
Nah, it looks like murky yellow.
The camera's not doing it justice. It is a nice green.
I just like mine. You said was green. Yours is green too, but a murky green.
I'm looking for that.
We need white balance. Auto white balance.
It's very nice. Obviously, super smoky from the mezcal, which I have nothing wrong with that for me. Got a little kind of hint of cinnamon. That peach is gone. I am not getting any peach.
Now, let me tell you, peach and apricot, man. They're not easy.
Yeah.
They're not easy to drink. They get lost super easy.
That's why, like, I find there's a lot of difference guide
Different calls for apricot
all the time,
all
and
the
sometimes
time.
like a dash. And I'm like,
It's
like either you've got like the palate of a god, or like you're just pretentious as fuck.
He has a daredevil palate. He has Matt Murdock palate.
I'm gonna put this up here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. Ziegler makes an apricot flavored vodka, and it's not a great product. But if you're gonna use it as like an apricot liqueur, it is so loud, like it comes right through.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's sweet enough that you could use it as a liqueur. It's like 35% alcohol by volume, so it's also kind of lit.
So Sean is not sure if he's a mezcal fan yet. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't love the smokiness in like scotch or mezcal. So in the right cocktail, it's a chef's kiss.
Oh, yeah. I love it. But you got
Like I can't do something that's too heavy in mezcal or scotch. Scotch more than mezcal though. I can drink scotch more than like a smoky scotch over a mezcal.
How do you feel about?
But again, I never had like a real Isla like Rob has those Islas. I maybe have had two in my life.
Oh man, Isla's the best.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, I just bought that. What did I just buy, Rob?
Was it Lafroig or?
What did I buy? The Isla Mist? What the hell
Yeah,
did I
you
buy?
bought
The
Isla Mist.
Some shit
Isla
I
Mist.
bought?
Isla Mist is
Isla
my
Mist.
yeah, this guy here. My favorite mixing scotch because it's
Yeah, I made a penicillin with it. It's fire, bro.
what I love about this. It's a blended scotch. It's dirt cheap, but because it has some Lafroig in the mix, it's so it has a really wonderful flavor. So for cocktails, this is my go-to for scotch.
What's everybody's feeling on smoky?
I always find it funny when
What's everybody's feeling?
when a cocktail says like it calls for scotch, but then it says, but don't use something too smoky. I'm like, then why am I using scotch?
Yeah, then what's the
Okay,
point?
got it.
I mean-
Irish whiskey then.
Yeah,
Just go the
I mean,
polar opposite direction at that point.
To me, if a whiskey drink specifically calls for
Iceman
There.
likes to smoke.
yeah, if a whiskey drink specifically calls for Scotch, to me it's because you want that Scotch character. Now, granted, not all Scotches are smoky, but it is a dominant character of Scotch.
Sure.
And I like both. I like both
Yeah.
flavors in my cocktails. You know, I love bitter. I love bitter more than
Yes,
smoky.
same though.
You can't. I mean, you can't be bitter enough for me. I love bitter.
They're both good.
But, smokes.
I don't know.
feel-
To me, it's a trade-off. I love both, but I don't know which I would say I prefer.
Actually, I like them. I like them together.
Yeah.
I like them together.
Well, I was saying,
like mess.
I was saying that I replied to your
Like,
comment
like
about
a-
about what
go
you know what your favorite Negroni riff, and to me,
Yeah, you said that
Lodge
lounge
Negroni,
Negroni, right?
which is Scotch. Scotch is your
Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that tonight. Maybe
It's
I'll try it tonight.
yeah. If I recall, so you do the three parts of gin, Campari, sweet vermouth. So your gin becomes
It's probably like an ounce. It's probably like an
Yeah.
ounce of Scotch, though, right?
no. It's one ounce
It's not
each. So
equal parts, is it?
your gin becomes Scotch.
Oh, is
Well,
it equal parts?
No, because there's
Is it
coffee
equal?
liqueur. So it's 1 ounce of gin, 1 ounce of Campari, but then the sweet vermouth you split between sweet vermouth and coffee liqueur. So you do a half-ounce coffee.
Ooh, that sounds
I
awesome.
love sweet vermouth. And
Yeah,
coffee,
so
that sounds lit.
It was the first time I made it was remember for my I think it was 2021 for my birthday. I had you and Tyler and Dave and Carl do a drink for me, and then with Scotch because my birthday is on National Scotch Day. So I know what a coincidence! Awesome. Anyway, so
Hey, look, we have an official author in the
Ooh.
house.
Livio, how
from
goes?
Master Your Glass.
You got
Livio, what's going on? Livio has a new book out. Livio, it's out already, correct? It's the Bartenders Guild, I believe it is. And I think he's actually getting some award or recognition or something.
Nice.
Livio's such
you
a
got you got to Livio, you got to join us for one of these one time.
He's all class, and just knows the business
Yeah.
inside and out, man.
Your Sean here says Famous Grouse Black. I haven't tried that one, but if it's a black smoke, so if it's a smoky, Famous Grouse is another great just a standard blend for cocktails, which is great. But if they make a smoky version, then I'll try to find that one.
We should do a scotch or smoky cocktails drinking buddies, and the movies could be like, I don't know, what, firefighter movies, volcano movies,
Any movies,
like natural disaster movies. That'd be good. How about
natural,
disasters?
volcano
Natural
movies.
Natural
I was
disasters.
like noir movies with the
Hey.
detective smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Noir
that.
kind of thing.
It's not bad, but no.
Dark
Any
black and
movie-
white,
Yeah.
noir movies.
Hey, Mike, tell us about your drink, Mike.
Huh?
Tell us
Oh
about
yeah,
your
this
drink.
is a Cantina band. This was a May 4th thing somebody came up with. It's a
awesome.
Fernet-based cocktail. It's like Fernet, cucumber, ginger beer, and lime. And
Nice.
it is
Oh,
so
nice.
peak. Like, if anybody who's like not into Fernet, they think they don't like it, try it with cucumber, like in a fashion like this. It rounds off a lot of those really harsh, like tarry bitter notes that people don't like. And it just becomes so open and fresh tasting. It's so good. It
Sounds good.
I
Sounds dope.
managed to
Sounds-
cut like an imperial credit kind of like cucumber. grind
Excellent.
Oh, that's a you went deep cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was like, all right,
Mike,
I
how
gotta
much
do something that's
Fernet
Star
is in
Warsy
that?
now. Shit.
I want someone to come.
Mike, Fernet is the base.
I want someone to come up with a blue drink
Fernet's the base.
called the what's that? It's a Fernet drink, right?
I just want to know, is Fernet the base?
Yeah, Fernet's the base, so it's an ounce and a half of Fernet and then half
Base
an ounce
drink.
of gin. Or like actually,
Ooh,
Ounce and a
that's-
half. Okay,
that
I
sounds
wanted to
good.
know how much it is. Ounce and a half.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's serious
Oh
business.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I love Fernet. It was, as far as like bitter goes, Campari is like second only to Fernet in terms of what I prefer. Just because I like how like the complexity of it.
I just
Campari
love
is
that
not
that
necessarily
minty.
one note, but it's more one note than
I love
the
that minty flavor that Fernet has. It's fantastic. So here's
Yeah.
I want someone
Yeah.
maybe they already exist, but someone come up with an Admiral Thrawn cocktail. So it'd have to be blue, obviously. But then for the garnish, you have to try to recreate his rank insignia. So you need like
Hold on.
like the blue, the red, the gold. So like maybe blueberries and raspberries, but a whole bunch of them on a skewer, so you can recreate his rank.
Oh, that rank one. You could
It's
just do
big.
like a whole chocolate bar and like paint the.
You could, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you can make it like a stirred like kind of chocolate orange, dark chocolate orange, like Scotch old fashioned, and just throw a small like chocolate bar painted this color in it. That actually could work.
That could work. But
I
he's
think
got
I wanted to try now.
All right,
Hey, Rob, let's go for
do
it.
the.
Let's go for it.
All right, give me a
Let's
second.
go.
Let's.
So no Dave then?
I guess we'll
Might not. Yeah, he might not be able to join us.
we'll give him a message in a little bit and see if.
He is in preoccupied, predisposed.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
I got to get our. Where's our? A second here. We're gonna remove the chat for a second. We got to get us back on that. We're at the bottom here. Okay.
Move my display screen closer.
Hey, this works. Well,
So I can see it.
no. How about this? No. Get over there. There we go. No, me and Vino are like chopped half.
Yeah, why am I so big? This isn't my show. I'm just here.
I had a
There
good
we
one
go.
before.
That's
What happened? No, we're in the bottom now. I guess we'll do this one. We're kind of small, but whatever. All right.
That'll work.
So we've got, I think this is an easy one here, but we've got the original Star Wars: A New Hope, Episode 4, versus the Ewoks animated show. This is the animated show from the 80s, I think. This is nothing new.
Yeah, New Hope.
I mean, at first, I like to imagine this was easy. I would like to imagine.
Do we
this was
have
an easy
any
one.
votes for Ewoks?
So I guess the only thing of credit I have to give to the Ewoks show is that it's so rare nowadays. Don't VHSs of that episodes of the show go for like hundreds of dollars in collectors markets?
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, like
Why
they're
can't I close these
they're
stupid
rare
ads?
as hell. Do you not have ad blocker?
What vintage Star Wars does it?
That's a
though,
good point.
for $1 million.
Ah,
Listen,
no.
guys, make sure you head over to Rob's channel, Rob's Home Bar, so you can join everyone in the chat. So if you're not on Rob's Home Bar, you're not really hanging
That's
out
right.
with us.
Dead ass.
You're just stalking.
You're stalking. All right. So Mando season 2 versus episode 2.
Okay.
Hard
Mando. And I want to say, I think that episode 2 is the worst of the prequel movies.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm
It
not
is.
a
It is.
prequel
It
hater,
is.
but episode 2 is pretty bad.
I'm not either, but it is the worst.
I'm a bit of a hater, and I also think it's the worst. Someone's got to be a hater. I'll be the hater. It's fine.
Oh, what? Okay, sorry. We're having trouble with the. Every time I click out, I lose the bracket.
Was it our first time, Rob? What is your first time? Come on.
What's happening here? Where'd my bracket go?
Am I have to drive up there and do this for you?
So Mando's pretty much sweeping this.
Yeah,
one.
for
Okay,
sure.
give me a second here.
Yeah, Matt says episode 2 didn't even have to be made. He's not wrong.
It didn't. I think the worst thing about
If it felt
2 is that
Oh,
it
you know
is,
what?
like
Presentation.
some of
That's
the
what happened.
worst dialogue writing I've ever seen in any kind of movie, for that matter.
And
And
that's what I mentioned earlier, right? I don't think George Lucas is a very good dialogue writer. He should have had someone else write the prequels. I think they would have been much better.
that's fair. I will say though, I don't hate the first movie. I don't hate Phantom Menace. I don't hate Phantom Menace because even though it's like boring political talk for a lot of it, at the very least there's like a universal intrigue to that, and it wasn't poorly written. It was just like boring, which is different.
The only thing to me is I'm not a huge fan of and I don't want to believe I'm not a huge fan of Jake Lloyd's performance. I don't like that he was bullied afterwards. I think that's totally not cool. The kid who played Anakin, and but I don't think it's funny because I remember thinking, well, he's a kid, how good can kids really act? But then a few years later, they casted Harry Potter, and those kids were fantastic. So kids can act. I didn't think that that Jake Lloyd was particularly a very convincing actor.
And those kids end up getting pretty screwy afterwards, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All that
Yeah,
fame,
and
you know?
he had some other issues though, Jake Lloyd, and
Like the kid. Remember the kid that was the kid from Terminator
Oh,
2. Remember,
God.
like he totally went like on
yeah.
a wild binge, man. Poor dude.
Well, there's an
The guy that kid that was in Terminator 2. I forget his name. He got strung out pretty much.
Edward Furlong.
Yeah.
I remember I saw an interview with him recently, and he got
really?
the role because he would after Terminator 2. As he got a bit older, he got into drugs pretty heavily, and then when they were planning, so his role was recast for Terminator 3, right? It was another actor playing John Connor,
Mm-hmm.
but there was quite a few years between 2 and 3 that he was at the right age, and they offered him the role, but they said you have to stay clean, and.
Wow! So
and apparently,
clean, huh?
literally the day he signed the contract, got a whole bunch of money. He was like, "Oh, we got to celebrate." And he went out with his friends, and he basically almost OD'd and died that night. So they were just like, "Oh, you're done." So the contract ripped up right there. But he literally almost died that night. But now he's clean. He's clean now. He's not really in the public eye anymore. But he's clean, and
Yeah,
That's kind of like Macaulay Culkin.
yeah, he seems to be doing really well now. Eh?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson was way better Batman than I thought he was going to be.
Oh,
I
he
did
was
not
great.
see that coming.
Why are we talking Batman?
I did not see that coming. Well, Matt's talking about it in
Matt,
the chat.
You're not in the right live. We're gonna do it. We're
He's
gonna do
right,
a
though.
DC live.
Let
We have
Rob,
to
let
do
the
a
man
superhero
cook.
movie
Hold
once.
on.
We got to do superhero.
Also, my camera will probably come
Actually,
back.
okay, Iceman. I forgive Iceman because that's a great comment right there. Phantom Menace taught me about tariffs.
That's
Was
hilarious.
like the whole intro was about like taxation of trade routes. Okay, so I think Mando wins this one. Eh?
All right, so we ready for the next?
Mando
the next thing
season
or
2
what?
wins. All right, Young Jedi Adventures versus Mando season 3. Season 3 is the worst.
Yeah, some of these are such easy. Some of these are so.
I don't know.
easy.
I think I'm giving it to Young Jedi Adventures.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
no,
come
come
on.
on, hold on.
That's ridiculous.
No,
Yeah,
no,
now we're playing games.
I'll give it to Mando, but season 3 was pretty bad. But we'll still give it to Mando.
So,
Yeah, we'll
do you
just skip
think
ahead.
it's
We don't.
in
We don't.
a vacuum,
Oh.
do you think season 3 would be really that bad, or do you think because of the 2 seasons that
I don't think
preceded
it's
it?
that
it was
bad. I
it
don't
was
think- I
studio,
don't
but
think
no,
it's
but it was
that
there was obviously a lot of studio interference, because it undid season 2. Like I said, because of Book of Boba Fett, and I believe that I truly believe that was studio interference. They were like, Baby Yoda sells a lot of toys, so we got to get him back with Mando. And then the writers were like, well, yeah, but that's not what we're doing. And they're like, no, you got to get him back with Mando. And they're fine, we'll get him back with Mando. And so I don't think season 3 was the way that they had intended. But now we're on to Acolyte, and that was the biggest piece. This is the absolute worst Star Wars property, in my opinion. The Acolyte was true. Acolyte.
Which one?
It was
Acolyte?
garbage.
I've never seen either.
I'm voting for
don't have a vote
Ewoks
here.
Battle for Andor. That was
So
fun.
I'm not familiar with
So
either of these.
Sean
What
said he's
what
not
even
voting
is
5-1.
Acolyte.
Hey, Mike, what happened to your camera, bro?
I tried to reset it and it will not work. I might have to leave and rejoin.
Oh yeah, well you can do that if you want.
Go ahead. We'll do,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring you
come
back on
in.
if that happens.
Okay, 1 second. I'll try it.
So Acolyte was a recent show from Disney, but it was
So what is it? What is Acolyte? What
it's
is it?
set like 300 years before the events of the prequels of Phantom Menace. So it's supposed to be, it's during the High Republic, so it's supposedly no, seems to have. Is your camera still off?
Is it on now? Oh, it's not.
Take your time. But yeah.
So what do we got? What do we have? We have saber fights.
So it's
Saber fights. We're good. The Matrix, which takes like was.
yeah, it was a lot of spectacle. There was some decent saber. That's the only saving grace. There was some decent saber fights in it. but the acting was bad. The story was incoherent. They didn't follow any lore. They were like, it was breaking rules established prior. And oh god, just really really bad. Ewoks on the other hand.
So
Ewoks on the other hand. This was in the 80s after Return of the Jedi. There was two offshoot movies about Ewoks on the moon of Endor. And there's like a little family that crash lands on Endor. They befriend the Ewoks. The Wicket, the main Ewok from Return of the Jedi, is a main character in it, and they have to fight this evil witch. And it's kind of alluded that she uses the Force. She's kind of a Jedi or like a dark Jedi. She doesn't have yes. What he says, Coyote Mundi should not have been there. Anyways, but so yeah, it was a silly kind of.
Yeah, I'm with Matt. How long are we going to debate this? Like, what do we do? Can we just pick one? I mean, neither one.
All right, I'm picking Andor.
Yeah, just pick the box. It doesn't even matter.
All right. Okay.
I didn't love Ahsoka, whatever the hell it is. I didn't love
Give me
it.
a second here. I got to get Matt back in. What am I doing? Why can't I get him? Oh, there we go. He's back.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think I'm episode 1. I think I'm episode 1 here.
Yeah, Ahsoka was sadly disappointing, which is too bad because I love the fact that they brought Hayden Christensen back as Anakin. And they showed some live action Clone Wars stuff, which was really cool. And I like the character of Ahsoka from Clone Wars. Like, Dave Filoni created some great characters in Clone Wars. And Thrawn is one of my favorite villains from the few books that I did read when in my teens. So it was awesome to see like a live action Thrawn, but it was boring. It was like you have all these great characters and all these great stories that you could do, and it was so boring.
That's
yeah. All right, so I think episode 1 seems to be the clear one. So
let's do that.
I mean, low bar, but yeah, episode 1.
Mando season 1, Kenobi. Once again, I'm going Mando. Kenobi.
I liked it actually. I liked one.
I didn't like that they.
But I'm gonna go with Mandalorian because it's my favorite of the shows. But I did like.
I like the scenes between Obi-Wan and Vader. Those were great, but there was so little of it. It it wasn't his show. It was like the Reba show. Plus, and we have to talk about that Monty Python level chase scene where like six like highly skilled bounty hunters can't catch a 5-year-old running through the woods. Like that was just the worst thing ever shot. Like I don't understand how you shoot that and think that it's a credible scene.
The Knights of the Old
Yeah,
Republic.
look, it seems to be we're a bunch of us are in agreement. This was the toughest one so far. Mando wins it, but this was the tough one. This wasn't super easy.
Mando.
Like Obi-Wan would have beat somebody else if it wasn't facing Kenobi. Yeah, Rogue One to me is probably one of the best Star Wars movies.
Rogue One is definitely
good,
other than like now there's like Andor to compete with, but I think Rogue One is the best Disney Star Wars for sure.
Yeah, it's
Bad Batch is if you do like the
I've never seen.
If you like the animated stuff, Bad Batch is pretty good. It's the most kind of like grown up of the animations.
Okay. I should watch that.
It's like the
I just
3D
know I
Clone
love
Wars
Rogue
grew up
One,
with
so
the
I-
audience that was watching it. So it's actually really satisfying to see it come like into its own. My vote's for Bad Batch as a result. I actually wasn't a huge fan of Rogue One. But
Really?
Really?
just I don't know, didn't vibe with me. I don't know what it was.
One of my favorite parts of Rogue One is when the fight at the space battle at the end. They actually, because it's this is happening literally like a couple days before the original Star Wars. They found when the X-wings come out, they've got Red Squadron and Gold Squadron, which are the original squadrons from the original Star Wars. So they managed to take a few shots of the original actors who played Red Leader and Gold Leader, and they put them in there, which was great because it's like it really does match the two together.
I think Rogue One wins this one, but it's
we got one vote for Bad Batch. We have Iceman votes for Bad Batch. We have 3 guys voting for Rogue.
Yeah, so Rogue has this one.
I'm not mad about
Rogue,
that,
right?
Episode 3 or Solo.
I mean,
I didn't hate Solo. I thought I would because it was a different actor. I didn't hate.
Solo has a bad rap, man. Solo has a bad rap.
I'm gonna give it to episode 3 though, Revenge of the Sith. But
me too. But for the memes, not because it's good.
I do like episode 3. Like it suffers from the same problems as most of the prequel problems like we've talked about. However, it does have some pretty awesome scenes.
But the battle scenes are the battle scenes are fire.
Although unpopular opinion, I think the lightsaber duel in episode 1 is the best. A lot of people say,
a
lot of people say episode 3 has the best scene. It has the longest scene, but I don't think it's well shot. It's very shot. If you look at there's a lot of behind the scenes of Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor practicing their fight scene. And it's shot wide when they're practicing because this is just a guy filming them rehearse. And the movements are incredible. But the way they shot it for the movie, it looks like they're just going
it's interesting. So Sean and Iceman both love the Solo character, but they both picked 3.
Yeah, because it wasn't the greatest, but I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would hate it more because I was like, oh my God, it's not Harrison Ford. I'm not like, I don't want to see it, but it wasn't that terrible.
I thought I was going to like it because everyone's seen it.
There was a lot of hate in it.
That bad, dude, you know?
Not impressive.
But I ended up enjoying it. But it looks like 3 wins this one.
I think that's the last for this. Did I not click it?
But now they go to the next.
Why does the bracket give me trouble today? Click it. There we go. Okay. A New Hope or Mandalorian Season 2? Oh, I think A New Hope. It's got to be A New Hope.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's...
It's going to be hard to beat the original. It's going to be hard to beat the original. It's going to be which of the 3 win. Yeah, Mandalorian. For sure.
I don't know. I this is nostalgia for. I used to watch this. I had it on VHS as a kid. Ewoks.
Oh, so you've actually seen that.
Like,
oh yeah, I had a VHS. I watched it a lot as a kid. I love this. This is freaking This is canon to me. This witch was like a Dathmarian, and she was living on Andor for some reason.
So hold on though, because I thought it was only expanded universe, like most of the books, then a select number of like video and movie productions that weren't canon anymore. Is that one not canon, or is that canon? Because it doesn't
I think it technically it's on Disney Plus. So I think it is canon technically.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it follows too much of the lore per se, but it is canon.
All right. I mean, I guess if it's canon, it's canon. That's all.
So we got one vote for Ewok. We got 2 votes for Mando.
Yeah, Mando.
Come on. All right, Mando it is.
All right,
I
can't
Mando
magically develop nostalgia for a thing I've never seen.
I don't know.
Mando season 1 was pretty groundbreaking, so I'm gonna go with that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go with episode 1, but I love Mando.
Really?
I love Mando season 1,
smokes.
but I mean episode 1. I got to give some edge to the actual movies.
Mando completely legitimized the Star Wars.
Hey, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But so we got one vote, Mando. You guys are both Mando. I think Mando's.
Yeah, got three for Mando. Plus me and Mike.
Exactly, man. Darth Maul. Come on.
That's okay. That's fair. He's cooler when you find out in the expanded universe that he survived and is now like half spider. He's like half mech spider. That's when he gets really cool.
Hey, Eric,
well, he was only mech spider for a little while. He then got some proper legs. But like that, and the fact they brought back Ray Park for that little end scene in Solo, and that's part of the reason I was hoping Solo would do well, because I wanted to see where that was going to lead. More Darth Maul, that'd be amazing.
Fair. I still remember playing all the old Star Wars Battlefront games, and he was just always the most OP, like Jedi Sith, like special spawn drop or whatever. A lot of fun.
All right.
I remember just thinking to myself, like, when he, like, I mean, I think most people felt like, that's it?
For what?
Like, that's it? Like, when the Sith, whatever, what was his name? The guy with the
Maul,
red face was
Darth
that
Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul. I'm glad.
As much as
7 times. What's his name?
as much as I would like, I remember thinking that as much as I do like the character of Count Dooku, and Christopher Lee is a fantastic actor. But what I would have done was not have him as a character and just have Maul Maul survives and then takes up the role of Count Dooku. And then in episode 3, when Anakin kills Dooku and then he becomes like Vader, have him kill Maul instead. You know, and that's what I would have done. I would just, because Maul was so cool. Keep him. Cool. Give him more.
So Rob, I think Mando won this one. So
all right, Rogue One or Episode 3? That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go Rogue One.
Yeah.
So I think Rogue One.
I do really like Rogue One. So yeah, I love. Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the audience says on this one though. This could be tight.
First, yes, Vino is a Zabrak in the thumbnail. Zabrak is the race of Darth Maul.
Oh wow, we got 2 for 3.
Okay. Oh, we got 3 for 3.
And I know 3 up. Oh, okay. Well, looks like Rogue One's not winning this one because I know Mike would pick episode 3. You say you don't like Rogue One.
I said I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, but he also said
he
he despises the prequels. So.
Yeah. By the way, how come the sequel trilogy isn't
Rock in the Hard Place?
What's that?
How come the sequel trilogy isn't?
Oh, they're going to be probably in the second half of the.
Oh,
There's
that's right.
a-
You got
there's
2
another
brackets. Set up.
bracket.
That's
2
right.
brackets. Yeah.
So I wasn't crazy about Rogue One, but I don't despise it. I despise the prequels, but 3 is so memeable. There's so many funny videos on the internet about this movie.
You know, I'm going to change my vote. I'm going to put it for 3.
Really? Because I was
You
about
going
to
for 3?
forfeit and go Rogue One because I prefer good movies.
No, I love them.
I'm gonna stick my land.
All right. Are we
I'm
giving
gonna
it
stick with
to episode 3?
Yeah, it's 3.
three.
So it's
All
3.
right.
Fine. Then I guess I'll be the
Yeah.
black sheep.
Okay.
So-
New Hope. I mean, yeah, it's
New Hope.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just go ahead.
It
Go ahead.
can't.
You know that's not gonna lose.
Okay, yeah. Mando.
Yeah, it's Mando,
Clearly,
bro.
episode 3 is the superior piece of media in general. I mean, I can't believe it got snubbed for Best Picture that year. I was so angry.
All right, fine.
Yeah, Rob, we know what this is.
We'll give it to Mando. All right, but now we got to give it to A New Hope. It's OG.
Yeah.
All right,
It was groundbreaking. Like,
and
not just
okay,
for Star
that
Wars
is it
movies.
for the.
Oh, the
So
game's
this
already
is the
here.
second
Hell
bracket,
yeah.
right?
So that's it for the first half of the bracket. So
No, those are the cartoons still.
To the,
Clone
no,
Wars.
the one on the right wasn't that
Those are
Lego
games.
Star Wars 2? Is that
it's
a show as well?
I just picked the Lego Star Wars is just encompassing all of Lego Star Wars as one entry, and I just picked a random poster. There's too many of them.
Oh.
There's literally like 20 different
one
Lego
for every
Star
single
Wars.
Yeah, there's like a ton
fair.
of them. All right, so I'm gonna make my
All right,
next
what you
drink.
making? Here,
This is called the Banana Wind.
the banana wind. There we go.
This is one I made. This is a cocktail I made to as a tribute to Jimmy Buffett,
Oh,
who passed away. And I'm a big fan of Jimmy Buffett. Let me do my shaker.
I'm a big fan of his Margaritaville nachos.
I have his restaurants are a guilty pleasure.
I've only been to it twice when I was in Vegas. I think there's one in Toronto.
Oh,
but
really?
I've never been to one out in Canada.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I would think there'd be one in probably Montreal too. I would.
Possibly, but the only one I've ever been to is in Vegas, and I've been there twice. And both times got the
nice.
friggin'. I don't know if it has a special.
Massive orange.
No, the nachos, just like a freaking
nachos are
mountain of
fire,
nachos.
yeah.
It's amazing. To this day,
the margaritas are good too. You would hope they're
should
good.
hope so.
I mean, it's Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
I think.
No, but they're good. They're really good.
I don't know if I had a margarita when I was there. I don't think I did.
Yeah. All right, so we got some white Blanco tequila, some blue curacao, some banana liqueur, lime juice. Got some homemade banana liqueur.
Oh, fancy.
We're gonna do some lime juice here.
Here I have no choice but make homemade banana liqueur because the only banana liqueur I can get in stores is the awful artificial crap. That like neon yellow stuff that tastes like medicine.
Oh, you mean like this one?
There you go. Not that brand, but yes.
But my specialty store didn't have the Giffard, so I'm cherishing the last bit of my Giffard until I get to go somewhere else.
Nice. I've never had.
I did this because I really love banana cocktails.
Oh yeah. I've just.
It tastes like runts.
Yeah,
Rob.
I never liked that banana candy flavor as a kid because of like the antibiotics for kids that you would get was like banana flavored. So whenever I had like a banana candy, banana popsicle, banana ice cream, to me it just tastes like that antibiotic, and I'm just like, no thanks.
Yep, you were describing one of the most common antibiotic flavors for oral antibiotics.
Yeah.
The one that comes to mind is a specific brand of amoxicillin that I work in
Amoxicillin.
pharmacy, so
Yeah.
this
Okay,
is a
yeah,
thing everybody
amoxicillin.
complains about. It's amoxicillin.
Hey, Rob, a little mezcal, a little smoky mezcal.
I thought you were going to say little amoxicillin spritz here.
No.
It'll soothe your throat and your
I just
tummy.
added it to the atomizer.
Yeah.
So.
You know that
There
infection
you
you
go.
have? Just drink it away. It's fine.
I got on my wrist. Smells good.
But yeah, no. I once had before I worked in a doctor's office, but I was actually in a pharmacy. We had not to harp on this too much, but I had a mom come in and she was like, I will take literally any other flavor. If you can add drops of anything else to it, please do so. And I was like, yes, ma'am, fruit punch it is. She was like, wait, hold on, I'll take the banana.
Yeah, it's there. The other one to me is I feel like I'm scarred by like children's medicine flavors. So the banana amoxicillin. The other one was a cherry flavored Robitussin, and it was like it's that really, I don't know how to explain it, but and every now, because I love cherry liqueur, I love cherries, but there's a specific kind of cherry flavor that I think is artificial cherry flavor that every now and then you'll get a drink or whatever. And I'm just like, no, it tastes like that.
You know what tastes like that? Cheap slow
yes,
gin.
that's why. And I cannot stand slow gin. And that's why. Yeah.
It's like
gentlemen, cheers.
It's not real cherry. It's like artificial cherry, which is just like every berry under the sun and a lot of sugar. It's awful. Yeah.
All right, go for it.
All right, boys. May the force be with you and
By Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
yeah, delicious. I mean, it's a margarita with banana notes and a little bit of smoky agave. I mean, how could you beat that?
Sounds fire.
That's it. Simple as a pimple, baby. Hey, it's Vino's show now, guys.
All right, do your thing.
Ratings are about to fly.
All right, what am I making? I am making the sparkling blue Hawaiian.
Sparkling blue.
I don't know why the sparkling wine got the wrong font.
It's like
Sparkling wine.
Don't forget the sparkling wine.
Make sure I don't forget it.
It's a big pour, so we put it in big text.
So I was like, so the spirit of the blue Hawaiian basically was made for like something like Malibu, but I recently got the cut and dry, and I think I'm going to use that one.
Oh, God,
oh my God!
that.
Oh, you don't have it? Have you tried it though, or you've?
No,
I haven't released. I
never
filmed
get
a
around
short.
to it.
I haven't released it yet, but holy crap, it's good. I don't even want to use it for cocktails most of the time. I just want to sip on this neat. It's not too sweet, but it's like toasted coconut right in your face is.
I gotta call my guy.
Yeah, I
Planter,
just saw that hit the shelves here.
Oh,
I've got it.
So-
Yeah, I gotta go this. Maybe
so
I'll
I've
go
tasted it. I mean, as you can see, there's like nothing's out of it. I just had a couple of drinks in a Glencairn. This will be my first cocktail with it. But I figured, let's try.
Rob, how do you compare it to like what we consider to be a really good one, which is
So Shipwreck is very good. I still consider that a liqueur because I think it's heavily sugared. I don't know if this is added sugar, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, or very little.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think they add sugar because even the Stiggins was not. It's like 40%.
So this one's still 40%, whereas the Shipwreck is 35. Yeah. So they're diluting a little bit and they're adding a little bit of sugar. The Shipwreck is fantastic, but I find
it's the best coconut rum.
But I still consider it more into like liqueur territory, whereas this is rum, just flavored rum.
Yeah, I just make my own at this point. Yeah. I don't even because I don't add any sweetener to it.
So let's do this. So we're doing the curacao. Well, let's do the coconut rum first. I'm gonna go full ounce.
What is everybody in the chat? What do you guys use for coconut rum? And don't say Malibu. And I'm not saying anything like about Malibu itself. I mean, look, it is what it is, right? But
there's a market for it.
Coconut rum. Yeah.
I've got a bottle.
And let me tell you something. Early on in my years in the bar business, love the good Malibu rum drink.
Malibu and Coke, it hits.
I mainly keep Malibu because when I have guests, I don't want to give them my good coconut rum.
It is like Mike just said, it hits on vacation.
Oh yeah.
Yes. If you go to like if you're at a bar, like a beach bar or resort, it's freaking perfect,
oh yeah.
Man.
I mean, as far as swapping it out though, you can just do like half the measure of like a coconut syrup. Like I think lemon coconut syrup's really good because it doesn't taste super artificial. Mm-hmm. And that way you're not using a cheap, like stepped on gross booze product that costs too much money.
Yeah. You can also just like what I used to do. I used to split it with Bacardi or something like that, and just kind of tamper it down.
Tamper it on the sweetness, but make it taste more like rum at the same time.
Yeah, that's it. But you still get the coconut flavor. Doesn't go away.
Right, so that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
I always find it funny.
What do you got planned there, Mr. Mike? I see you stirring something black or something.
It looks black because it's on my mat. I was working on an Admiral Thrawn idea, and it came out
nice.
like a weird. It came out like a weird. It's hard to tell. Let me see if I can get this to focus. It came out like a weird green color.
Yeah, I can see the dark green. It looks like a very pine green. Yeah, it's pretty dope. That looks actually pretty neat.
I mean, it's a cool color. It feels like a very Star Wars color.
I bet you when you add ice and dilute it, it starts to clear up.
Probably, yeah. I guess we'll see what it does.
Yeah. You might even want to lengthen that with some club soda if you have it.
What?
If you turn it into a highball, you can lengthen it, and the color will make it even more.
Oh, I guess I could. I was going for like a richer, like stirred old fashioned vibe.
There we go. I always find it funny how the
if there was a syrup in there, I would think a highball would be fine because then the texture would be touched. But maybe there's
no sugar, no sweetener.
I'll keep a highball in mind. I'm sure there will be time for 3 tonight. I can have a third. It's fine.
Look at this. I always find it funny. I always find it funny how the blue Hawaiian turns out green because you've got the pineapple juice in there, which is like yellow. So then you mix the blue curacao, and it goes green. But they still call it the blue Hawaiian.
So, first of all, what's up, Wes? Wesley joined us.
Hey, Wesley.
I've never had the Rum Haven. That's the one that's made with coconut wood. I want to try that one.
Hey, oh wow!
I heard it's pretty good.
So, Vino, I was worried. This works absolutely. I was worried because it's not sweetened like the Malibu or the Shipwreck that it wouldn't come out as much. It's definitely drier. But that coconut flavor, holy crap! That is just it's punching through the pineapple. It's punching through everything.
God, I so can't wait to pick that up. I gotta
There we go. I
go
like
sleep.
Sean's comment there. That's a Gamorrean green. There we go. We'll call it the. This is no longer the
Twilight.
sparkling. Yeah. Well, Twi'leks are like any color though.
That's fair.
See now, look, my man Sean just joined the chat too. He said it tastes. Rob, he said it tastes like chocolate.
Oh.
I could see that. I thought of it more as like a really well toasted coconut, but I can see how I can say you can get chocolate notes off of that. Yeah,
I could
like a dark chocolate, kind of that bitter dark chocolate. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny now. It's funny now that he said that. It's like my mind is primed, and now I'm getting dark chocolate from this, and it's amazing how your brain does that. Yeah, I'm totally getting dark chocolate now. It's so weird.
I gotta go. I gotta find it. Damn it. I remember when I think it was maybe God, who was it? Maybe Feed the Barman. I think he may have been one of the first ones to get it.
It's been out for what, like almost 2 years or a year and a half.
Wait, seriously? It hasn't been easy to find though.
Yeah, I remember the first. Like it was old enough that the first time I saw the ad for it, they were still called Plantation. It was not Planter.
Oh.
But it was around the same time that they had the name change. So they probably did not ship They probably did not ship a lot of bottles with Plantation on it. So it's been a while, but it was like this is the first time I was at the liquor store just the other day, just getting restocking, and I'm like, I did like a double take. I'm like, really? Is it actually here?
Is there a unicorn in this room right now?
Sean just said Steve's been all about the cut and grind.
He said what?
I gotta tell you, Planet Ray, man. I don't know if I've had a bad bottle.
I was as much as Smith and Cross is my favorite rum. I think my favorite rum brand is Planet Ray. Yeah,
the producer, my favorite
because
producer is,
they consistently make.
I do want to say, here's the thing though. I love Appleton, but that's all Jamaican rum.
Planet Ray does
the Planet Ray has a variety of shit.
How many do you have?
Awesome.
I'm curious to. I've got the.
I've only got 2 at the moment.
I don't have the what is it? The white. There's standard white, which is a fantastic one, but I don't have that one. The 3. I think it's called 3-star. Yeah. But I've got the original dark. I've got the Stiggins. I've got the 20-year-old. I've got this Fiji Island 209 fancy one. Got the OFTD, of course.
Oh, the OFTD is so good.
It really is.
It's just so fire.
Yeah, I got the
It's
5.
so awesome.
I've got the 5 and the Plantation. The Stiggins.
I think that's all I got at the moment. Well, I will, of course, and the cut and dry.
In the Yamaka, I've got the Jamaican,
the
Barbados,
Zymaka,
and
Zymaka is to me is very, very close to Smith and Cross. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's super fire. It's not Smith.
It's not, but it's a close cousin.
No, it's really fire.
Oh, yeah, so I've got 6. Not a bad haul.
Sean, that's a great collection right there, brother. I don't have the OFTD. I've heard some.
OFTD is fantastic.
Arguably the best overproof on the market.
The only 151 I have.
It's not 151. So OFTD is not quite 151. It's 69%. So it's close, but it's probably it's probably the best tasting overproof. I think it's kind of hard to make a 151 taste good because you're not working with much. It's just alcohol.
Well, apparently Bacardi's was good before they stopped making it.
Yeah, why did they stop?
I think because their namesake was so large, they wanted to stop being associated with like partying.
It's true.
Kind of how Four Loko had to strip all the alcohol, or Four Loko had to strip the caffeine out of their drinks because they put people into cardiac arrest. They're like, okay, we got to slow down. That's why
Jägermeister's been trying to reinvent themselves forever.
It's true, yeah.
It started with Jägermeister.
And Jägermeister is just an Amaro. I mean, it's really good, man. I love Jaeger. I've come to really.
Well, and I would love to know how the Jaeger bomb came to be, because it's not a good way to enjoy Jägermeister. But how did that become the thing?
Probably as like a bravado shot.
A Jaeger bomb? Because the name is the name. Because the name. So
I know, but of all the things to drop into beer,
people get
like
into that.
I would just Boilermaker. We just drop like a whiskey,
it's
a shot of whiskey.
It's not beer. It's worse. It's Red Bull.
Oh, that's right. It's Red Bull. Oh my God, yeah, it's even worse.
I think that maybe it was the Irish car bomb that they kind of used that and just kind of made their own version of it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Who knows? You know, it was completely targeted though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they.
How's the Hamilton? I'm a huge fan of. Speaking of overproofs, I'm a huge fan of Lemonheart 151. I still think OFTD is better as a tasting rum, but when it comes to straight 151s, this one's really good.
All I got is the dog.
I got a bottle of Donkey right now.
Yeah.
I love how it comes with a little like metal cap on it, so it doesn't catch fire.
Yeah. A mesh. It has a mesh top, which is interesting.
I love
a condom on this bottle of 151.
Here's probably my weirdest rum. I bought this. It's a Mexican rum. It's got a funny bottle with like a little handle on it. It's El Ron Prohibito.
Huh?
And I've tasted it. I've never tastes fine. Nothing like crazy good, but tastes fine. But I don't know what to really use it for. I should probably start using it.
I don't have anything terribly weird, but one bottle I just don't use much, and I kind of bought it off of the hype is Diplomatico.
Oh yeah, I've seen that bottle. I've never tried it, but I've seen it. Right?
Yeah, you have to get it. It's a very sweet rum. It's sweetened. It's I think it's Venezuela.
I've also got this.
Huge
fan.
It's good, but it's not a cocktail rum. I got
this one. So I'm a huge fan of El Dorado 12, but I got the El Dorado 12 Madeira cask, and
I love El Dorado. Well, damn, that's the Madeira cask.
Yeah, and it's great. But again, I don't know. It's like I don't want to use it in cocktails because it was an expensive bottle, but it's not a rum that I typically go for when I want a sip of rum. So it's kind of like it just sits there now.
How about rum? How about like rum?
Yeah, I guess I just don't do that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we got? Who's next? Mike, what do you got?
Yeah.
Mike?
So I ran a shot at the idea of an Admiral Thrawn.
Lined up.
The story got lined up a little bit. Oh God damn it! It's summertime, and then the gnats have returned. So I went with 2 ounces of a light rum. I used this New Grove Silver, which is a Mauritius rum. So it's got a kind of grassy agricole like scent, but is a bit more like full-bodied and kind of chocolatey. It gets like a little bit of that chocolate note you get on a rum on there, but is otherwise a pretty smooth, like comparable to like a Puerto Rican. Half an ounce of Blue Curacao, a quarter ounce of Fernet Branca, and a dash of coffee bitters with a bar spoon of Double Simple. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It balanced out pretty well. It's a little rum forward right now.
It's looking a little green.
It's a little green. The Fernet
does it need a
Fernet, I threw it in there and I went, that changed color. I did this wrong.
Mike, you consider some bitters for that?
What was that?
You consider some
bitters?
I
threw coffee bitters in there.
Just to help.
Oh, nice.
From the
ever
amazing company, McMahon and Tate Cocktail Company. They're called Morning Coffee Bitters. Also available in other varietals like Citrus Grove and Bing Cherry, the only Bing Cherry.
They didn't pay for that plug, my man. They pay us for that plug.
Having a repeat of last time.
Better Average says the 12 has got to be the best of the Demerara rums. I think he did a video recently where he compared all the
El 12 and the 21. Really? But hold on, let me ask then. Do you think the 12 is better than the 21? Or
I haven't tried the 21. I've heard who was it? Someone said, I forget who said it. Someone said that because rums are typically aged in a tropical climate, they age a lot faster than whiskey, Scotch, or bourbon. So they're almost aging.
That's a common,
they're almost aging twice as fast. So the higher age ones, it's almost too much. So there's kind of a limit. So and that's why I forget who was saying that, but they were like, that's why ED12 is like perfect. You go higher than that, it's like you're kind of just losing it.
You won't see too many rums aged
Yeah.
over 12. Like the Appleton 12 is like chef's kiss.
Yeah,
The 8 is really really good, but the 12 is like
is the 12 the
perfection.
one that comes in the golden black box, or is it the 18 year?
Yeah. I think that's the 18 year. The 12 is just you
Okay.
can pull the bottle.
I gotta try both of those because I usually only reach for signature.
So Rob, we ready? What's that?
I was saying I only reach for signature,
I think
so I
signature-
was gonna I gotta try the aged one.
Signatures the
Workhorse
perfect,
Jamaican rum.
mixing Jamaican rum. Perfect. My favorite mixer for Jamaican rums.
Okay, I'm on the 21.
Rob, we ready?
Let's do
brother?
it.
Deal. Move.
All right, gentlemen, we are ready for the second bracket.
All right. Where did we go again?
Remember, if you're not at Rob's home bar, you can't be part of the chat. So head over to Rob's home bar. Drop a like.
You want
drop
to
a
be part of the chat. Come on
subscription,
now.
and come chat with the boys. I think it's all fellas tonight.
I think so.
It's a sausage fest and the Star Wars.
It's a lightsaber fest.
There you go.
Fest.
Now you're talking like a nerve herder.
Perfect. Oh, that's awesome.
Uh,
I'll show you my lightsaber if you show me yours.
no one pull
The
out
power
their
of the
lightsabers.
Schwartz is with you.
That's my
There you
favorite line
go.
from. I should have included Spaceballs.
Rob, I hold space.
No, it's
Spaceballs in
not.
this.
I don't
even think-
Over here.
Well, it's technically not a Star Wars property. So
Well,
I know,
yeah,
that would've been
so
amazing. It would have won.
I should have.
It probably
I
would
mean, I should have included that as well as the Family Guy Star Wars. Those are fantastic too.
oh, those are really funny.
Oh, man.
I was really hoping they would
All
do
right.
the prequels, but they never did. I think it's
So,
Clone Wars. I don't
I
think
mean-
anyone's voting Lego.
I can call. I've seen a couple episodes of the Clone Wars. It was really good. But I just,
And this is the series. The
didn't
series.
finish it.
I actually did 2 entries for the series
Yeah,
and the
series,
movie.
Yeah.
And the movies, it's fine, but the series is fantastic.
Wanker Wars.
So Better Avex says
Wanker Wars, I
Wanker
like
Wars.
Quick,
All right, so-
plead the case. I will
Um,
say the physical comedy in the Lego Star Wars games is phenomenal. So, just
Lego, it has done an amazing.
Oh, they're
job
fantastic. Lego knows what they're doing, man.
with
Yeah.
anything that they've touched has been incredible.
yeah.
which is
man.
stunning because I
The
would have
writing
never
with
anticipated
Lego
that.
is so clever. Never. The video games are freaking hysterical. The movies and shows are great. It's
Which,
really,
You know,
Unbelievable.
I think the biggest thing, and I'm sure someone at Lego's kicking themselves for it. And as a dad, I can't comprehend how they did not get the rights to Pokemon. 'Cause
Oh no!
yeah.
Pokemon is
wow.
Mega Bloks.
Because
Mega
it
Bloks
is
does
in-
Pokemon.
Wait, they do?
Yeah, Mega Bloks does Pokemon.
How
they're-
did they?
I don't know how Lego did not nab that. That makes no. They have everything else. They got Marvel. They got
The
DC.
Pokemon-
they got Star Wars. They got
Pokemon-
Lord of the Rings. Everything. They don't have Pokemon.
Well,
Freaking Mega Bloks.
And that's the thing. So that was a Pokemon company decision because Nintendo doesn't own the whole company. They only own
Yeah.
49%.
Oh, really?
And Nintendo does a
I
Lego.
mean, I think
So
someone,
they-
whoever owns Mega Bloks, someone at Mega Bloks got that friggin' deal, and I hope they gave him like $1 billion raise because like,
yeah. But the Pokemon company makes weird decisions.
I guess.
Very weird decisions.
It's funny because my son loves Lego and he loves Pokemon, and he's like, I want Pokemon Lego, and I'm like, fine, and like he doesn't know the difference in brands, right? So he's like, it's Pokemon Lego. I'm like, technically, it's not.
Oh, these are bitchin'.
They're really cool.
I've never seen Tales of the Jedi. I don't know, but Andor first season was
Yeah,
incredible.
that's gonna be Andor. I don't think anyone's voting for.
it's Andor. I've never
Andor
seen Tales of
first
the Jedi.
season was like
It
I'm
was
hung
good.
up on the
Andor's
Mega
first
Bloks
season was
Pokedex. Now.
Emmy-worthy.
This thing's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool, and I mean,
it's crazy.
I'm gonna give it to Andor for that one.
I don't really know it. I don't know much about Pokemon. I never got into it, but it's unbelievable
Oh, yeah.
how big it is. Man.
Well, and the fact that it was big when
$20.
it was big when I wasn't young, but I was like, early teens.
I think like the millennials have
Well,
really kind of
it went dark for like a decade, and then it came back with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And when they released Pokemon Go,
The Go,
that was like,
that's right, the iPhone game.
and I remember because my it was around 2015, 16. My son was born in 2016, and we went to the Toronto Zoo, and they literally had signs saying, for Pokemon Go players, please do not cross the enclosures to catch Pokemon, because people were freaking. People were doing that.
Dude, there were people
Yeah.
falling off
Oh,
piers at like in San Francisco.
Yeah, people are walking into traffic. Some people died chasing freaking Pokemon. It was insane.
Did you guys hear
Yeah.
about the people who found a
I like
body because it took them like into the stretch of the woods no one had gone through, and they found a body
wow.
while hunting for
Yeah.
Pokemon?
Gotta catch them all, right? Okay, so this is Andor season 2
I struggled.
versus.
I struggled with.
So, Mike, you said that episode 2 was probably the worst Star Wars movie. I would argue that The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie. This
So,
single-handedly
the worst of the
destroyed
prequels.
Luke Skywalker. Yeah, worst of the prequels, but this is the worst movie. It destroyed Luke Skywalker, and I cannot forgive that.
Well, I think the whole sequel trilogy is completely moot because
Oh, yeah, it is.
all
It
of
is.
it
It's
is
all
retcon
garbage.
after retcon after fan service after fan service. It's
The biggest mistake.
devoid of spirit.
The biggest mistake in my view is that they didn't have. I don't know how that is. To me, that's unforgivable from Disney. Is they didn't have a cohesive vision from the get-go. They said, J.J. Abrams, here, you do episode 7, go. And then when he was done, and he set up a bunch of stuff, whether you like it or not, he set up stuff for the next movie. But then they're like, nah, okay, we're going to give it to Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson, do the next one. And he just said, okay, I'm going to undo what J.J. Abrams did, and I'm going to do my own thing. And then when he was done with that one, they're like, oh, J.J. Abrams, you do the last one again. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to undo everything that J.J. Abrams did, or that Rian Johnson did, and I'm going to go bring it back to do my own thing. It's like,
Yeah.
So every movie just retconned the one before it. And it was just like, there's no when they acquired Star Wars from George Lucas, the first thing they should have done was get a bunch of good, competent writers and write everything from 7, 8, 9. Lay it all out. Here's what we're gonna do. Not one at a time. Like that's nonsense.
Yeah, that would have been
Also, George Lucas gave them a treatment for an episode 7, 8, 9, which they completely ignored, and his was better. He's since kind of released what it was, and it would have been better.
I haven't seen that, but I wouldn't.
Speaking of like switching directors, we have to do superheroes.
That's
live.
good point.
But we have to try to line it up with the new Superman.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'm interested. I'm really interested to see what James Gunn does.
Yeah, that's going to be. I think it looks promising, but I'm also like hesitant.
I think James Gunn is pretty solid.
I think he's introducing too many characters in a show that's supposed to be about Superman, and we've got like 10 other heroes in there.
I just think man. I think Superman has proven to have a hard time carrying a movie, man. With the exception of the Christopher Reeve ones,
I absolutely loved Man of Steel. It had.
Wait,
yeah,
really?
it was good, but
I loved it. I think it was my favorite Superman movie. They completely killed it after.
The tallest midget. It's like the tallest midget.
No, I honestly thought it was very good. They completely killed it afterwards with Batman v Superman, but
100%, yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed Man of Steel.
All right, so what do we?
I'm going Andor season 2. If you haven't watched Andor season 2 yet, it's amazing. It really is absolutely amazing.
I struggled with it, but I thought it was.
Did you watch season 2? Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay,
I finished it. I just thought it was.
Okay, I thought you were saying that for season 1. Season 1 was definitely slow. Season 2 was a lot better paced.
Oh, I thought season 1 was perfect. Andor season 2 was the story was phenomenal. I just thought it was so slow.
I thought it was in 4 parts. The first part was probably the weakest, but then after that, I was so into it for the whole thing.
I think it set the tone for me that I could have kind of bounced back.
Holiday special. God, it's hard. This is hard because Rise of Skywalker is so bad, but then Holiday Special is also bad. But I think I'm going to give it to Holiday Special.
I'm going to give it to Holiday Special too. Yeah, because they're both bad, but only one of them is offensive, and it's not the Holiday Special.
That's a great point. Holiday Special is like they're both bad, but only one is offensive, and that's Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I got a. I don't know if I even. Now I'm starting to wonder if I watched that movie. Yeah, I know I did. That's what. What's his name? Black kid. What's his name? What's the black kid's name that in Star Wars now?
The what? Who? What?
Oh, what
The
is
black
his
kid.
name?
What's his name?
Finn?
His name.
Finn? What?
Yeah, what's his real name?
I don't know.
Boba or something. Yeah. You know, I remember it now.
I mean,
it was
the one line, just to tell you how stupid it sounds, is somehow Palpatine returned. and the sheer fact of bringing back Palpatine completely undoes Darth Vader and Anakin's like sacrifice at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so, and yes, I know in the expanded universe, Palpatine did return, but it was different. It wasn't quite like, and it was so dumb.
Yeah, so Matt makes a good point. Both of these are losers.
Well, we're gonna get to, but holiday special.
Yeah,
at least it's got the OG.
It's
got the OG cast.
Rob, you know me and you love the holidays.
It's got the OG cast too. Rebels is fun,
Rob,
but
next one.
Rebels is fun, but
Rob, just go.
So we're giving it to Rebels.
Don't waste time. Yeah, that's not even.
Empire is the greatest, one of my favorite films, let alone Star Wars films. Have you seen Skeleton Crew?
I've not seen that.
I really enjoyed it. It was really for kids.
Is that real?
No, it's real. It's a live action show. It's with Jude Law is in it and a bunch of kids.
Really?
It's a fun
I love Jude.
And yeah,
Law.
it was a really fun kind of. It was like a kind of a Goonies. It's Goonies in space. Think of it as Goonies in space. It's really good.
Oh, really? Oh, I gotta watch that. That's
it's on Disney. I haven't watched it with my kids, but I will because my kids are gonna love it. It was a.
Yeah, I think my daughter would like that.
And they have one of the to me one of the favorite kind of like Easter egg things, the droid that you see in the photo there. They have a droid. He's a pirate droid, and his name, because all the droids have like letter names like K2SO, C3PO. His is SME. SMEs, and there's a number, but SME, SME. So, okay. So, so it was kind of like it's not like this amazing show, but especially since it came out right after The Acolyte, which was god awful. It didn't get much viewership at all, which is too bad. But it was I thought it was very enjoyable, and I would say it wins over the Clone Wars movie. Maybe not the show, but the movie. So,
I think
it sounds like Skeleton Crew
I don't know.
more of like the traditional. I haven't seen it, but it sounds like it has more of the traditional Star Wars spirit. So I'm willing to forfeit a vote and go for Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
Well, Sean's voting for Skeleton. Iceman's voting for Clone Wars.
We got Clone Wars, Skeleton Crew. I don't know. I have no vote
because I think the show for Clone Wars is better than the movie.
Yeah, and the movie was. I mean, it kicked off the show, so there's that. But it's not the greatest movie.
No. The show was so much more diverse, and it had the correct pacing to tell what was supposed to be a very like drawn out version of the Clone Wars story, which was like the whole point of making the Clone Wars not suck anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just go Skeleton Crew. It ain't gonna win.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's an obvious one.
Oh
yeah.
I don't think anyone's voting Force Awakens.
I think Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star of the original trilogy.
It's my second favorite. I go Empire, Jedi, then A New Hope.
Yeah.
But
all right, yeah. This is a given.
All right, Return is the winner. So Caravan of Courage, for those who don't know, was the second Ewoks movie.
What the hell is that?
It was the second Ewoks
Oh
movie.
shit!
They made two.
And Rob has seen it 17 times.
I had them both on VHS. Battle for Endor was better.
I really enjoyed Boba Fett.
I'm going to give it to Boba. Even though it was very flawed, I will give it to Boba Fett. But no. I think they're both on Disney Plus. So if you ever have time to waste, go watch Battle for Endor and Caravan of Courage. They're so weird, but it's so weird. But it's a cult classic kind of thing. It's really again. I was a kid. I had them on VHS. I watched them a lot.
Very small cult.
Very small cult. Yeah,
we're a cult of 5. We are mightier than ever before.
I'm the president and the
I'm president and the vice president and the treasurer.
All 11 of us.
Okay.
All right, Boba. Let's go. We're going with Boba
All
for this one.
right. Oh, okay. Now we're on to we're mixing the brackets. Oh no, this tier 2. Sorry, tier 2 of the second bracket,
Yeah.
and it's got to be Andor.
Yeah, I mean Andor season 1 is tier 1 shit. So.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna probably
Season
win.
2 or holiday special. Yeah, it's Andor.
Yeah, all right.
God, I really want to waste a vote on the holiday.
I love
No,
an
it's
underdog,
Andor.
but that's a
It's,
little
yeah,
bit
it's Andor.
Oh, fine, Empire.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You know
That's
what?
it.
What's the last one's going to be, right?
New Hope versus Empire, right?
Of course. All right. Book of Boba, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Ooh, Andor
It's
1
amazing
versus
how good
Andor
the first
2. There's
two
an
are.
interesting one.
Shit.
I'm going 2. I think because so 1, they're both very good, but 1 was a little more abstract. The stories were a little more sparse, but then season 2 really brings it right into Rogue One, and the rebellion is forming, the Death Star is kind of nearing completion, and it's so good. It really gives a
The writing, the story, and 2 were better. I found it to be so slow, but I'll go with 2, even though I enjoyed 1 more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for 2. The parts of 2 that I've seen are very compelling TV, and they stand, even if they are like Star Wars properties, they stand as just genuinely good television.
Oh yeah.
No, it's just really good. It's like good political.
Yeah, exactly.
drama,
Yeah,
sure.
like if you like House of Cards, you could get away with watching Andor, even if you don't know
exactly.
jack
And
shit
you know
about it.
the
If you put these people in Washington D.C., it would be
the showrunner for season 2. To me, this goes to show that he knew he just had a good show and he knew what he was doing. He was told by Disney, if you want, you can have Vader and the Emperor, and he was like, don't need them. Like that goes to show that's confidence in your product, because you had the opportunity to get like 2 amazing top tier cameos, and you're just like, nah.
Like cheat code,
ultimate key jangling, and he just said like, nah, don't need them. And to me, that shows balls, and in the end, he didn't need them. It would have been cool to see them for sure, but he didn't need them. The show was amazing on its own.
Yeah.
Wesley's saying Andor 1.
I actually think the shows have done a good job of not like using Vader or anything like that as kind of like a cheap hook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could have done
the
that.
problem with Star Wars. It's just so fan service.
Well, and that's what a lot too many of
remember
the
that thing. That I remember that person.
I do think they could use Jabba more. I do feel like Jabba is like a number.
it's do a Jabba show.
Well, he's also like dead.
They should put more
Like,
Jabba.
as dead as fuck.
Do the entire show in Huttese in like his language. So it's,
I wanna
you
see
just
a
have
Jabba
to
show,
read
just
the
a
whole.
Jabba.
You have to read subtitles the whole way. It's just him like Jabba.
Viewership numbers have never been lower.
You're telling me you would have watched like a six episode miniseries about
Okay,
Jabba?
well,
I
a
would
miniseries,
totally-
yeah, sure. I wouldn't watch like a 10 to 11 episode like.
No. I think a 6 episode miniseries.
How
would be
long are the
fucking
episodes?
But they could.
They're like 30
yeah.
minutes. It's almost like a It's almost like a
No, but
Yeah,
you could totally do it like a gangster movie set in the Star Wars
exactly.
universe. Because that's what he was. He was a
That'd be so.
he was a mob
I
boss.
think that would be pretty
Yeah,
dope.
because
That's a good
That'd be
point.
pretty dope.
He was you could tell the story in between like Empire and Jedi, like you could literally have a scene of him like receiving Han Solo in carbonite and be like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna hang that right there, like and like
It'd be pretty
And
great.
I personally
actually.
love hearing. I love listening to his voice.
yeah, it's pretty good.
But I don't want it to be CGI though. I want it to be
Oh,
like
like
the
the puppet?
original.
Yeah.
The like 6-man.
Have you guys ever seen those side by sides of like the OG version of it, alongside like the?
No.
I saw this really great like 3-cut breakdown where it was the original idea where he was going to be a human.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
then the actual version where he's a puppet, and then the remastered digital version. And literally only one of them works, and it's the puppet. It is just so much more
Wow.
Well,
believable.
there's that one scene where it was cut out of the original, in A New Hope. When Jabba right before Han and Luke and Obi-Wan take off on the Millennium Falcon, Jabba goes and right after he kills Greedo, Jabba goes and confronts him, and it was cut out of the original because they could never do what they originally did was they shot that scene where Han is talking to Jabba, but Jabba was just played by a guy, literally a guy in like a furry suit. And then for this special edition in 1997, then they were able to CG. The CG was really bad. It was very kind of blocky and it didn't age. So now it has a much better version. But anyways, they CG'd in the big slug. But the problem was there's a scene, there's a part in that dialogue where Han walks around him. And then that became a problem because it's like, well, he has a giant tail. How does that work? So if you look, they make him actually like climb up on Jabba. And Jabba kind of goes like, oh, like when he does that. It kind of works. It's silly, but it was a nice, a lot of people, there's a lot of like, a lot of people hate the special editions. Like there's some editions like Greedo shooting first, which is stupid. And my personal worst one is in Return of the Jedi, Vader. Yet when Vader like kills the Emperor at the end, him going like, no, that was not needed. It was perfect. Just the way he was looking at Luke, then looking at the Emperor and like going back and forth. Even through the mask, it was conveying the emotion it needed. He didn't need to go, no. Like it just makes it silly. But but overall, I mean, yeah, there was some. So the special editions had some changes that are stupid, but overall, I like them. There's some nice stuff there, like Cloud City, the way they remove the walls, so you can actually see the city behind. That's really cool.
That is okay. That's fair. That's true. Because Bespin is one of the most slept on Star Wars locations, Andor, in my opinion.
So, Andor 1?
Andor 1, really? I would say Andor 2.
Oh, okay. I said 2, but
I said 2.
1. That's fine. I think this is a pretty fair match.
In the chat, we have 1, 2, 1. Whatever gets us there faster.
All right, well, let's give it to 1, but fuck, I thought 2 was the best.
I mean, it's not going to make it to the very end.
It's not.
I happen to like
it. Doesn't matter. All right, let's give it to 1. Empire and Jedi. Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi's lit though, but
Andor and Empire.
And Empire.
Empire.
And all right. A New Hope.
Who could have guessed we would end up in this position?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I gotta go Empire, but like these are two phenomenal films. To me, man, what makes Empire is, well, I mean, the movie's fantastic. I mean, talk about a prequel talk about a sequel that surpasses the original. That's almost unheard of. Granted, Terminator 2 was also like that, but you don't hear that anymore. But to me, the biggest thing that really makes it for me is the score. The Darth Vader's theme, the Imperial March, is it wasn't A New Hope, and you hear that opening scene where you like all the Star Destroyers and that Super Star Destroyer. Then you see Darth Vader and it's playing that scene. I can just watch that. I can watch that scene over and over. It's just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
We're actually getting lots of
returns.
Lots of votes for A New Hope.
New Hope, not A New Hope.
Empire would never be there without true, but that doesn't mean it's better.
Yeah. So I guess I think the thing that people are probably contributing to this too is that New Hope was not just like a really phenomenal movie. It was a movement. Yeah. Sci-fi didn't exist like this, like it does now.
No.
If Star Wars, if New Hope never happened, sci-fi would be nothing like it is right now. It would be like that Jetsons crap. That's really boring.
It'd be Star Trek. It'd be Star Trek.
Okay, that's also fine. Like, I guess then you're right. It would be like it probably would have evolved into Star Trek kind of stuff, which is fine.
No, but Star Trek was so simplistic in the way it was conceived, right? Star Wars was not. Star Wars it created. There was so much complexity in the relationships and the whole political part of it. Like there was no politics in Star Trek. Like Star Wars is a political show.
Hold on.
Political thing.
There are no politics
Hey.
in Star Trek.
If it was up to
no, but it's not. It does. It's not. It doesn't. It's not the original Star Trek. The original Star Trek. Because remember, Star Trek evolved
fair.
after Star Wars.
I am thinking of a Next Generations episode, so then never mind.
No. That first, Captain Kirk and shit was really kind of like comical almost. That's how kind of simplistic it was. Obviously entertaining because no one else was doing like space stuff.
Can we
yet,
address this?
But Star Wars came along and added this incredible political drama to space exploration. That was next level, man. No one saw
Can we
that
address
before.
this highly offensive comment from Iceman? If it was up to
From who?
from
Ice?
Iceman.
Wait, Rob always picks his favorite in these things, so do your thing.
Hey,
Well, Rob's gonna be voted out on
if
this
it was
one,
me,
so,
if it was up to me, Caravan of Courage would be here.
yeah. I was gonna say the Ewoks
right.
are the one that goes up to him.
Yeah, my pick is
I
the
know,
Django Bounty Hunter game for PlayStation 2. That's my
I will
pick.
bow down because I think A New Hope is winning this one. We've got like five votes here.
Really?
6 votes. Yeah, we got
Yo, so the New Hope
a bit
is.
of a bourbon. Sean,
I gotta tell you, I've seen New Hope more than all of them.
That's a good
Wesley,
point.
Sean. Yeah, pretty much. I think A New Hope is winning.
All right.
Which
I'm not mad about that. I'm
Well,
just
you know what?
surprised.
I'm not mad about that at all.
Man, it's look, it's the originator, brother.
That's fair. That's
Right?
fair.
I think that's
when we did fantasy movies, didn't the first Lord of the Rings win?
no. I think we grouped it. I think it was just one entry for Lord of the Rings.
No, we did not, Matt. We did not, bro. We
Did we?
broke it up. Yeah, 100%. We did Fellowship of the Rings.
Really? I don't remember that.
What was it? The Three Kings. What was the other one? There's
The Two Towers.
Two
Are you
Towers.
sure?
Yeah, I think Fellowship won. I don't know. Don't.
I'm actually going to go check that.
I've always thought Two Towers is a better movie than Fellowship.
Don't believe me on everything I say.
Wait, what is this?
You can go back.
I'm taking a look at our Lord of the Rings.
Oh, the
No,
famous
I think we just grouped it. I think it was all Lord of the Rings was one. Yeah, I
Did
think
we?
it was.
That was a cop out.
We had to.
We didn't do that for Star Wars, but we did
Well,
it
it's
for Lord of the
because
Rings.
that was just Star Wars. This was all fantasy films. So we had to put like Jumanji in there and shit. So
Wait, hold on, what? Would you consider Jumanji a fantasy movie?
We did a fantasy one before you
Yeah,
became
so-
part of the,
Oh yeah, I know I wasn't here for this one. I'm puzzled by the fact that Jumanji's there. It's my only.
Well, it's fantasy,
question.
right? Well, I had to fill 32 slots, so
It's 32 slots. I mean, it's like picking.
I guess there's not really a
you know?
better genre other than like maybe like family comedy, but
If Rob want to overlay the
Yep.
chat, bro.
let's get back to that.
So look, guys, here's the cool part. So next month, we're gonna do a Smith and Cross episode. So if you got your Smith and Cross, me and Rob are finally doing a Smith and Cross live. And for the theme, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna blind rank the top 10 pirate movies. Blind rank. So we don't know what's coming. We're just gonna see a movie. It'll be Hook, and we have to place it. We have to
Man,
place
Hook
it in
is
the 10.
fantastic.
oh,
And
I
then
see.
we
So
see-
you're doing a tier list and you don't know what's coming next.
Yeah.
We have no idea. So we're gonna assume Hook is the 5th best pirate film of all time.
Well, we got.
That's,
But we're gonna need help from the audience on this one. big
Hook's
time.
probably like a 3.
Hook is
Hook is
awesome.
high
Hook is
up
pretty
there,
awesome.
man,
It
but
holds up
you-
super
but
well.
Let me tell you what's.
It took
You
me.
know what,
I watched it with
though?
my kids recently, and they actually really liked it.
But let me tell you, there's Captain Phillip, right? That's an incredible pirate movie, man. That's like a legitimate,
That's true.
Phil,
I
and it's a pirate. It's a modern
pirate
day
film.
pirate film. Obviously, yeah.
I recently went down like
got-
a Peter Pan kind of rabbit hole of like
super weird thing
It
to
is.
do, man.
I have these conversations. It was a conversation with ChatGPT, and it gets weird. But so there's a huge, like, the origins, the original, like, works of Peter Pan is very kind of like ambiguous. He leaves a lot of things behind. Like, what is Peter Pan? And there's some really strange kind of theories, and one of my favorite ones is that the Lost Boys. So he's the only one who technically doesn't age. The Lost Boys age just kind of gradually, very slowly. And when they outgrow, he basically kicks them out of the Lost Boys, and they become the pirates. So that's why they're fucking angry, because like, they're
like
like,
By the way,
like a thing.
speaking of, in the chat, because me and Rob are trying to put together some of the best pirate movies. In the chat, what is your favorite pirate movie, or what is some good pirate movies you like? Obviously, Pirates of the Caribbean.
we got like 7 of those. Really, only the
Captain
first one's very good.
What's the other one, Robert? What's the other one? Island,
Swiss Family Robinson.
Swiss Family Robinson. There's more.
I just don't know that many pirate films. I'm sure I'll do a search and I'll find a bunch.
That's why we're not doing a 32 thing, though, by the way, because
I'm trying to fill 32. I'm just gonna have to reach.
It's for such an amazing period of like kind of like theme.
We're not including that one.
It's up.
Ice. Oh my god.
We might have to if we don't come up with 10 movies. We might have to.
I remember when
Captain Morgan.
when
Wesley, hold on, Wes. Wesley,
Muppets Treasure
Island. Oh, that's a good one.
Muppets Treasure Island. Love that one, dude.
Oh, yes.
I'm a Muppets
Captain
fan,
Ron. Captain
fan.
Ron. That's another one. It's
What's
a comedy.
That?
It's about some
that?
like some
douchebag
who like takes people out.
Was that Mutiny?
So are we doing?
Bounty?
We're not going to do like modern pirates though, like that
No,
one.
Yeah, Captain
Hanks.
Phillips is a modern pirate.
Yeah, but
are we going? That do modern?
Are we going like real life pirates, or are we doing like the our mateys kind of pirates?
No, pirates. Like whatever the pirate is, it could be whether it's a Somali pirate or it's an English pirate. It doesn't matter.
or it's a Disney pirate.
We're just gonna pick 10. We're gonna sit together and think about the 10 really good pirate films. Because Rob, I don't think there's gonna be 10, like cartoon-ish pirate movies.
Let me look it up. I'm gonna look up for an IMDb list on best pirate movies.
Because this starts naming shit from like 1910 that we never.
Captain Phillips is actually like number 2. So there you go.
Yeah, see, I told you.
It's prime. It seems to
be now. I mean, that's such
Treasure
a
Island and what's the 2D
Goonies.
Goonies is a pirate movie. You're right.
Goonies is a great one.
Yeah.
So we got Pirates of the Caribbean. We've got Captain Phillips, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pan, Pirates of the Caribbean, Peter Pan, Goonies, Cutthroat.
By the way, we're only gonna do Pirates, the first Pirates. We're not doing all 17 of them.
What?
So here's the problem. If you do just one, that's not fair to the whole series. But if you do the whole series, all of the ones after 3 suck. So
that's what I'm saying. So like it
makes them all really low.
No, we pick one, the first one. That's it, and then it wins. It wins.
That's like number 2 or 3.
It is interesting how there's surprisingly not.
If we put Goonies in there, Goonies is a really good chance of winning.
It is surprising how little pirate movies there are.
It's super weird.
It seems like such a fun category to do, though.
Treasure Planet.
It's so fun.
Treasure Planet. That's what I was thinking of.
It could be like super high production costs because you're out on sea for so much of it, You
don't have to be. Everything's freaking CG now.
I think.
Well, now, but not back in. I mean, that's a recent thing.
Yeah, but there's not new ones coming out except for
there isn't.
Disney.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they don't fare well. I don't know. It seems like a pretty cool.
Hondo is a Star Wars pirate. That is one character I'd love to see in live action. Hondo.
You know what would be cool too, Rob? Eventually, like maybe we do a bourbon episode and we do like Western films.
Westerns. I'm not super versed in westerns, but that is a great category.
No, there's some
Blazing
awesome ones. And you could
Saddles,
do it.
I'm calling
And there's a lot of good modern day ones you could do
Yeah.
that are awesome.
Oh, we could pick. Yeah,
I mean,
we
there
could
will
easily
be
pick
blood.
32.
I mean, that alone, man.
What's that one with? I absolutely. What's that movie? The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I
I've never
only.
seen that one.
Oh, you got to. I only. It's one of those movies that follows a bunch of different stories. I only care about the Buster Scruggs parts, but man, is it hilarious! And it's yeah, just so.
Oh, look,
look it up.
Unforgiven, Tombstone.
Tombstone.
The
Tombstone's
Django.
fantastic.
I mean, there's some
Django.
Django, I love Django.
There's some
Django's
really
probably
good
my
modern day.
Django's probably my
ones.
favorite Tarantino.
There's some good modern day ones. I mean, obviously, you got the Clint Eastwood
I always
ones.
give it to Inglorious Bastards because scalping.
That one's
your
probably
favorite?
my second favorite.
Django's a close second.
See, Rob, that's also what we have to do soon too. Like, we pick a director, like the best Tarantino films and Scorsese. Like, that's a fun category.
Scorsese,
Actors,
it's definitely not as
Actually,
newer
you
stuff.
know what's even better? You pin one director against another.
Yeah,
So my buddies and I
Hey, you
did
know
a
what,
watch
Mike?
party.
Mike,
all
Mike.
of the movies for Miyazaki and not Scorsese. Actually, no. Who did Godfather? Was that Scorsese?
No, that was Coppola.
De Palma.
Coppola.
Not De Palma.
Yeah, all the Coppola films versus all the Miyazaki
Coppola.
films. And at
Francis
the
Ford.
end, we ranked how many we liked better, and that's who won the world's best director award.
Cowboys versus Aliens. Have you seen that? It's so
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh God, stop.
We could do
Oh,
De Niro
100 Days
versus
to Die-
De Niro
100 Ways
versus
to Die in the
Pesci
West.
is a good one.
Oh, friggin' Back to the Future Part 3. That's a great
What's
Western.
that?
That is
What is
that
it?
is a
Oh
Western.
shit, that's right. Yeah, it is.
Back to the Future Part 3.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think the Western category would be fun to do.
Yeah, it would be.
We might actually be able to do 32 of those, Rob, and just rank them
Yeah,
down.
I think I would easily do 32 Westerns.
Because Westerns, I feel like there's been millions of those made.
The question is, how many of them have you seen?
So,
I've seen a lot of them. Actually, I like Westerns.
and if you're up for it, at the end of the Western episode, we can all make that wake-up juice from Back to the Future 3.
Oh,
Is there a
Drink,
recipe
How
for
to
that?
Drink has a recipe for it. So you guys can
Oh,
just
yeah.
do that. And you'll
He does. Well, he does it right in. They literally show it. It's like vinegar.
Oh, yeah,
and
if he-
Tabasco
if he-
and cayenne.
If Greg doesn't do it, then you know Nick will do it. So,
Nick did it. Yeah.
what are we doing for a shot, gentlemen?
All right. Yeah.
Something your
In the
preferred color
chat.
of lightsaber.
What's a Star Wars shot? Let me look it up.
Oh, we're gonna make something. Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, we always
Sure,
end
why
it
not?
with a shot.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, for me, it was like Campari both times.
You've been on two of them?
I did one with you guys 2 times.
Oh, you
ago.
jumped on it. You jumped on.
I
For
did
it.
it at
That's
the
right,
end.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I don't think it was Campari. We've never done a Campari shot. Maybe once.
For Valentine's Day, it was something red, so I did Campari.
Yeah,
then.
okay. But I think we did maybe a Maro once or
So
something.
there's a Luke
Oh, for the-
Skywalker
yeah.
shot. I don't want to do a layered one. I don't like layering shots. It's kind of annoying.
What is ignoring his political leanings? Is that him writing that, or is it like
Oh, John Wayne, the guy
Oh, John-
himself.
John
Yeah,
Wayne.
not a good guy. Not a good guy.
But good movies.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Ignoring his political leanings. Yes, John
Yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
no. The other Western guy is not much different from John Wayne.
Which one's that?
There,
Clint Eastwood has some pretty
oh, yeah, he's
John Wayne views.
Yeah.
Comparing with what's
You
that?
guys said
Comparing
about
with
like
what?
almost anybody in a Western. Actually, they're all.
Yeah, I
kind
think
of,
it's kind of part of the whole.
It comes with the territory. You're just kind of a
Exactly.
shitty person in real life.
But no,
So the Luke Skywalker
Charles
shot.
Bronson wasn't really a Western guy. Charles Bronson wasn't really a Western guy.
Luke Skywalker shot is a mix of vodka, blue curacao, Midori, and pineapple juice.
I have no pineapple juice, but I
I'll
have
do-
Jim Beam pineapple.
But forget about let's do it. How about I'll do it with no booze. I mean, no pineapple juice. I'll do that.
So just
shot.
some rum, some blue curacao and Midori.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's do it. It's gonna taste
Okay.
like shit.
I'm
but
gonna
let's do it.
I'm gonna take the vodka out and just do equal parts curacao, Jim Beam pineapple, and Midori.
So wait, what was it again? Blue curacao.
Blue curacao, Midori, vodka, and pineapple juice.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it green, basically. Use whatever spirit you want to give it more booze. I kind of like your pineapple.
I know I have
use,
Midori. Here's my Midori.
Hey, Vino, use since he's using a Jim Beam pineapple, why don't we use the Stiggins Fancy?
Oh, is that like a proper pineapple rum, or is it?
That is, yeah. It's the Plantaray pineapple rum.
Oh, okay. I've been seeing that for a while, but I honestly, whenever I look at anything flavored, I kind of have like a very, with the exception of like Plantaray, because I'm willing to try those. Anything flavored, I look at and I go, that's the stuff this company puts their shitty booze in, you know?
But Plantaray does it properly. Like it's infused, but it's not sugar added or anything. Okay,
that's the difference. Yeah, because they actually infuse the flavors, right? It's not like
I think I'm actually out of my plantation.
It's different. Yeah.
Fuck. I gotta go shopping tomorrow, bro.
Go shopping, man.
Yeah, I got only regular 5 here. I must have ran out. I can't even.
Probably shake this up, shouldn't I?
Put whatever rum you want, and then.
So wait, I'm
gonna do equal parts of pineapple rum, Midori, and blue curacao. You just do.
I'm gonna shake mine because this is gonna be gross, warm.
That's true.
He's not wrong, man. With the Midori, it's gonna be pretty weak sauce. If it's not shaken, it's gonna taste pretty weak sauce.
I'm doing it anyways. I don't really care at this point.
No, I thought I had.
Rob is stronger than the both of us.
I just already poured. I'm gonna do cachaça.
Wow, it actually does look like it looks proper. Yeah,
I'm gonna do cachaça.
It does look like a nice green lightsaber right there. Hey, is anyone in the chat? Anyone want to join us for this shot? Where did we? I hear something. A cat.
Yes.
Is that a cat?
I have a cat named Otto who, whenever he wants to play, he will scream his lungs off and walk up to me with his favorite toy cat wand in his mouth, just dragging it along behind him. And he's doing that right now. Because this is around the time that I start wanting to go to bed. So he's like, no, I have all the energy in the world. Grab this right now.
Where did we put the link last time for people who want to join us for the show? You
put it in your chat.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
John Wayne tried to go.
I'm in bed. Well, if you're in bed, that's fine. Yes. If anyone else, you want to join us for a shot, click that link and we'll put you on camera for a little bit and have a shot with us.
Yes, Otto, I know. I will play with you in a second. Fucking this cat. When I adopted him, he said he was 9 years old. I thought he'd be chill. He's got to be like 3. He's a kid.
Some of them stay. I had one of my cats passed away last year, and he was like 13 and still very energetic. So some of them can.
I guess I just got the same kind of cat.
If you want to join us, you don't have to put your clothes on.
Everyone say hi to Otto von Bismarck.
Hey, Bismarck.
His real name's only Otto. I just like calling him Otto von Bismarck.
Everyone has like 10 names for their cats and dogs.
This is the cat that loses a war. All right, here. I'll put a second, buddy. We're almost up.
It's actually pretty good for a cat, though. But yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I remember when a Native American woman took the award from Marlon Brando. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, look at that. That's a really green machine. Look at that depth of field, man. My lens.
Damn, nice.
Let's do that again. Hold on, let's get some more. I just kind of look at it. There you go. I just bought this new Sony lens. It's fire. All right, let me know when you boys are ready.
Got mine.
I don't know if I'll ever be ready for this, but it's done.
Who actually likes Midori? Does anyone actually like Midori?
I enjoy it.
You gotta like really get used to working with it. it's not a thing you can just pick up and use like a triple sec.
Yeah, I don't want it all the time. Like once
I just like that flavor to me is not something I crave. It's just weird.
Do you like honeydew melon? Because musk and honeydew are like right next to each other.
Yeah, no, it's not my favorite melon for sure. So that's probably why.
Then that makes total sense. Then yeah, I get it. I know a lot of people who are like pro cantaloupe, hate watermelon and honeydew, or like some very.
Yeah, my favorite melon is watermelon.
Oh, I think I told you about this, Vino, but for anyone in the chat, someone said this on TikTok, and I tried it, and to me it's like the greatest. I'm not the biggest watermelon person. I like it when it's a really hot day and if it's a really crunchy watermelon, I love it. But this, take a slice of watermelon and just squeeze some lime on it.
Yeah.
I tell you, it gives it like margarita vibes. It just ramps up that flavor, makes it a little sour, and it's friggin' phenomenal. It's like the best.
All right, you guys ready for that? You guys ready for a headache?
Is anyone joining in? Are we?
What?
I don't think so. I don't got anyone today, so maybe not.
Shame.
Well, gentlemen, everyone in the chat, may the force be with you all.
May the force be with you.
Thank you.
May the force be with you. And to Carrie Fisher, the only.
Long live the Empire.
Long live the
No.
At least I didn't say the first order.
Someone must want to be the 51st state.
Well, okay, yeah, because the first order is a bunch of whiny pussies. I'll take the Empire over the first order.
Yeah, Empire at least Empire had a goal.
Yeah. It wasn't just blow up more planets. All right,
They were
to the Empire.
organized. To the
To the
Empire.
Empire.
To the Empire.
Oh, that was
Oh, that
sweet
didn't
and
suck.
weird. No, the blue curacao kind of takes over. I was
the
getting
pineapple-
more.
This
The pineapple helped,
whiskey
yeah.
got me. Yeah,
Yeah, actually, that was pretty good. It was very
I
sweet.
I thought I'd hate it. This is a halfway decent flavored whiskey.
What
I
is Jim
really hate
Beam? Jim Beam.
Jim
What
Beam.
is Jim Beam? What?
pineapple. Jim Beam pineapple.
Interesting.
I actually threw this in a Boulevardier riff. It's kind of.
Oh, actually, that would probably be good in a Boulevardier.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
There we go.
is great in
There we go. I like this. So if we're not saying may the force be with you, there's three. We can say I have friends everywhere. We can say this is the way, or I have spoken.
Oh, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. It's right here. This is the way.
Oh, you need to have it on your shirt.
This is the way.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining us tonight for tonight's live. Remember, next month we'll be back. Smith & Cross, Pirate Films. Get your bottles of rum. Ho, ho, ho. Is that how it goes? And a bottle of rum? Yo, ho, ho. And a bottle of rum.
Yeah.
Rob is going to be
Also,
wearing his
bourbon.
pirate
I
costume.
like
I've
Jim
got a
Beam.
full pirate costume I'll wear.
Mike, will you be joining us for the Pirates?
I don't see why not. I have never bought a bottle of Smith & Cross. I've just tried it while out drinking.
You don't need
So-
to have Smith & Cross. We just have.
No,
we
I'm
just get
going
a good
to do
dark
it.
rum.
I'm going to do it because when Rob's like, "This is the best bottle of overproof rum on the market,"
Oh, it's the best.
I've got to write a list of 15 things that I think are reasons why he's wrong, and then I'm gonna come in here and ruin the vibe. It's gonna be great.
Let me tell you something.
No, for real. I do think it's a good
like-
workhorse, so I'm gonna try. it.
It's the only bottle of liquor I buy where I tip the cashier because I feel like I'm not paying enough.
Yeah.
The cashier's
that-
like,
it's that
I feel
good."
so dirty right now. This is awful.
Rob, am I wrong, Rob? It's so underpriced. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it is the one bottle I will say is underpriced.
What's the ballpark for this?
Well, for me in Canada, it's $40, but that's like
Yeah, I mean,
probably
it's like
for you
30
guys, it's like
across.
$5.
Yeah, it's like it's about $33, $30 for us.
Oh, for a bottle
But
of solid overproof. That
but
that seems pretty
compared
fair in my
to-
opinion.
Yeah, compared to like fancy rums that I've paid like $200 for, and I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. But like I would drink neat. I would drink Smith and Cross over those.
So our buddy Bab, better Avic Bourbon, Bab.
I call him
We're calling him Bab from now on because his name's too fucking long. He says, don't get a bottle of Smith & Cross, Mike. Get two.
There
Ah,
I like
Okay.
that dad joke. I wonder if he's a dad. That's a good dad joke.
I mean, El Dorado 12 is fantastic, but I don't want them charging more. It's expensive enough as it is. It's like it is.
Yeah, Bab. I don't know about that, Bab. 12 is amazing, but it's pretty pricey already.
I think it's about 50, 60 here for that one.
So Sean pays 30 for Smith & Cross.
Damn. So that's
what I'm saying. I'm telling you, it's like 30, 33 bucks depending on what you want. It's really cheap. And it's going to be
reasonable.
Oh, it's
and
the
it's
best.
about the
room.
same as, it's about the same as like a bottle of OFTD
flavorful.
where I'm at. So it's
What's
like
that?
That's about the same as a bottle of OFTD where I'm at. So it's actually like
It's a different.
Okay,
it's
cool.
a very different
different
rum,
product, but like the
it's-
fact that you can get two different kinds of like overproof rum at like the
Oh
same
my God.
margin is like
About 30
okay,
bucks,
cool.
Yeah, that's 36 for 8012, Sean. Where are you?
that's about right.
That's
You
not
pay
expensive at
$1.
all.
Do you when you go to buy liquor,
Like
do you
50
meet a
Canadian.
guy in a pinstripe suit behind a warehouse?
Mike, where are you, Mike?
I'm in Michigan. So
You're not-
the benefit here is that we have a
surprised
commissary.
your prices
Our
aren't
state
decent.
does all of our liquor ordering, so there are minimum
Oh,
prices
that's the
that
problem.
everyone hits because
Yeah.
otherwise
That's
you
the
don't sell
problem.
anything. Yeah,
That's what we have in That's what we have in Ontario.
The beauty of New York, man, is that everyone's on their own. So you can find stuff for dirt cheap, man.
fair. Well, because I don't mind the commissary. The problem is the selection. The prices are good at our commissary. I can get a bottle of like Bacardi's $10 here, and Bacardi's like a serviceable workhorse rum. So if I go out and I do like a private event, I can buy
Bacardi
like
gets
3
the
bottles
job
of
done.
that.
My
And
God,
it's and that's
$10?
$600 for $30.
I can't
$10
get
is
Coke.
wild, though.
I
$10
can't
is
get
pretty
Coke for
wild.
$10.
That must mean that you're
See, no, here's the problem, Rob, because neither can I. I can get the rum that goes in it for $10. And this is why
Coca-Cola
we're
costs
headed
more now.
where we're headed.
The Coke costs more than the rum.
Are you speaking of like cost of things? Are you guys still having that egg issue, or how's that going?
Oh yeah, no, that
It's-
never went away.
It's never went away. Everything is expensive in America now. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
We're turning into Canada.
No, but our eggs are pretty cheap though. Like I pay like $4 a dozen.
Nothing here is cheap. Nothing.
Oh,
There's
see,
not
so
a
that's
goddamn
around
thing.
what ours used to cost.
But this is Canadian, so that was like 5 cents for you.
And
Well, no,
where-
that's what I'm
let me tell you
saying.
something.
Doing the calculation in my head, that's about like what, maybe $2.83.
Something like that, yeah.
So like,
And once that
that's what it
little
used to
like
be.
90-day tariff thing is off, forget about it.
Oh, we're still like I'm glad I bought. I went and bought like 10 bottles of bourbon, but because we're still Ontario is still just has no American
Oh,
products.
shelves are
whatsoever.
empty.
Oh yeah. He's
That's not.
our Ontario premier is like he's just like until this shit's over, like we are not stocking any American stuff.
That guy, we
He
don't
needs
have
to keep that up. He needs to keep that up because their liquor is one of the bourbon especially is one of the biggest markets that America exports, and
Well,
they
I
are
thought we don't
screaming
have
right
any
now
of
to
that.
fix this.
Apparently,
And it's like-
apparently the LCBO, which is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, because it's one purchaser for the entire province of Ontario. Apparently, it is the biggest purchaser of bourbon in the world. So that's
Well,
stopping.
Canada's the biggest purchaser of alcohol in the world.
Yeah.
yes,
Behind China, I think.
Oh, I feel. I
China
feel
also has
proud
a
about that.
big billion people.
yeah.
Apparently, the LCBO is the largest.
People, I think.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, China.
us
That's what I'm saying. Like,
completely-
you think about it from like per capita, Canada has the highest purchasing of alcohol in the world.
yeah. So apparently, like the our premier was like talking to the governor of Texas, and he was just like, "Whoa, come on, man, come on, you can't do that. Can't do that to us, man."
Well, I'm surprised. I mean, it'll affect more like Kentucky and shit like that, and Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's why I meant Kentucky, but yeah, it's
Well, no, Texas is one of those up and comer states for whiskey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Texas whiskey is
They wouldn't
becoming a thing.
like feel the wrath of Canada.
the
Not
wrath.
something
Oh
you
no,
say-
they would.
It's
So
not
that's
something
what
Any
you
you
want
market
to
that are
say.
like establishing like that would be like,
That's not a phrase you hear often. The wrath of
That's
Canada.
what I say that in my life. The wrath of Canada.
I mean, if you know anything about World War II history, Canada was pretty goddamn important. So like,
They
the wrath
were,
of Canada is a
totally,
real
man.
fucking thing.
Totally. Listen, even
It's
in,
like the
the
French.
wrath-
Everybody makes fun of
even
the French for
in the-
surrendering for everything, but
Even in
they
the Middle
fight
East-
harder than anyone.
In the Middle
Oh.
East, man, they sent more soldiers to the Middle East than any other country, man.
Yeah.
Besides us, of course. when we were fighting in Iraq and all that shit.
I bet you relative to the size of like the nation's military overall, there was a higher proportion of troops sent from Canada than the U.S.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, speaking of wars, gentlemen, Star Wars was good night.
Good pivot.
All right, let's get the saber out.
It was a good night, gentlemen. Everyone in the
props?
chat. I have no Star Wars props. Sorry.
I have no fun props.
Well, I've got a full Boba Fett costume. I just didn't want to put it on. But
until
we got time. Again, go for it. We got time.
All right, give me 1 second.
Paul, give us 5 minutes, guys. We'll say goodbye in 5 minutes. Stick around. You're gonna see Robin and Boba Fett hop. I think I've seen him. I think he did it on the YouTube on video,
or at least the helmet.
No, I think he wore the helmet for a video.
I must have missed that one somehow. Dude, my watch later is like 300 videos long right now. I gotta catch up so bad on everybody's content. Yours, Rob's, David's.
It's hard.
Andor's.
It's so hard. It's hard to keep up on everybody's shit.
Yeah.
It's super hard, dude. I mean, I try my best to comment and watch, but what I do actually is I just like at work because I like to support everybody's hours. I'll just throw on people's videos and let them play, so at least they get the watch time.
Oh, smart. Maybe I'll just do that.
Yeah. Hey, look at this.
Yes, that is so cool.
Ah! Oh my God.
It's articulating.
In the comment section, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think about Rob's Boba Fett?
And my wife's got the full Bo-Katan. That was our Halloween costume.
So what were the kids? Ewoks?
No, they went there. They did their own thing. My son was a Charizard Pokemon. We wanted to do like a Star Wars theme, but they're not that into Star Wars yet.
You got to make them watch this. They should watch the Lego ones.
They're started. We're at Empire Strikes. The next one is Empire. So we watched 1, 2. We're watching in order. So we did 1, 2, 3. Then we did Rogue One. Did 4. We're on to Empire now. So
before it gets absorbed by anything else that comes in the chat, Bab was just like, I need to get a Guy Fawkes mask so I can join these streams.
I've got a Guy Fawkes mask.
Imagine being a faceless YouTuber. Man, wouldn't that be so great?
I don't know what year it was. It was around the time the V for Vendetta came out, and I went as the character for Halloween. So I had the full cape and the hat and the Guy Fawkes mask.
Oh, that sounds.
Hey, Bab. At one point Rob was a faceless YouTuber.
Yeah.
And he started, but he did the lives. He showed his face on the live. So unless you are absolutely horrendous. You can show your face. And even if you're horrendous, I promise you we'll keep the insults to a minimum.
Well, I did that out of necessity. When I started, I didn't have a set like this. I just had a bar cart. And so I did a GoPro, so it was like POV style. And I do still get the occasional comment now from people like, oh, you should go back to the POV. I like the POV style. And it just doesn't work with the new set.
All right, so hold on a second. I need to understand something. So Bab says, I work at Canon, so I got to keep a low profile. I'm not sure I get the connection.
No, I get it. So I work for a hospital
you worked
system.
at the White House.
I got to be real careful now. I'm allowed to do this, but if I get too crazy or if a patient goes, hey, I know you from that thing, I've got a problem. In what
sense?
So it's kind of like if I become recognizable in my hospital office by patients, which is inevitably going to happen. I'm kind of new to this office, so it's taking a minute, but inevitably it will happen. If I am recognizable both there and here, there's an inherent conflict of interest working in healthcare and bartending because they're kind of antithetical in terms of health aspects. And it's just this is my free flow creative space where I can crack political jokes about the stupid fucking tariffs and the price of eggs and whose fault that is. And if the two things end up being connected because people recognize me at both, that means that higher ups can go, hey, hold on a second. I get it.
Especially
if you work in a for someone like Canon, who makes far more money than my hospital system does, it's far more worrying there. I'm still not. It's not.
I guess if
huge,
you're working for the man, it matters. I guess. And,
Yeah.
I have my own practice, so I don't really give a shit.
Wait, have your own practice. What do you? What do you do?
Coach. I'm a coach.
Oh, deadass. Okay. I figured there was a reason for that name. I didn't know if it was what you were actively doing or not. I'm just somehow.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm active. I work in wealth management and coaching.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's okay. Cool then. Yeah, you're good. You can do it.
Here's the short. There's a longer episode, but here's the short for the Boba Fett video.
I am
I
Boba
remember
Fett.
this, yes. Oh, look at the whole outfit. So cool.
This is the way.
Well
That's
done.
awesome.
Well done.
Nice.
That was
nice.
fun.
All right, boys.
Bye-bye.
I've got to go. I've got to attend to some things. So, again, everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you in June.
Yes.
Pirates, rum, and a whole lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. All right. And
Remember, when life gives you lemons, guys, make yourself a cocktail.
may the
Cheers,
force be
guys.
with you.
Yes. May
This
the
is
force
the way.
be with you.
I have spoken.